world, and this is just a social audio entertainment comedy app. And these people who project these lies and this propaganda are really just low quality comedians who haven't actually fully developed. So, take it for what it is, but just know that, like Pepe said, all these people are fake Palestinians and they're not real indigenous people to the land, and they're not people who are suffering. They are online propagandist trolls who are wasting your time and their time. And they're probably fat and diabetic. And they need to go to the gym and read a book just like you and me. And they're literally, this is the topic they choose. They're low IQ. They're stupid people. That's what they are.
Actually, I don't go to the gym, but thanks for reminding me. I do need to go. But don't assume this on me.
I think Amir and some of these people might be state actors. They're getting paid by the IRGC or something.
He doesn't have to
so irrational that it just, I don't know how to justify it.
What? Well, at least they have a job, because I thought that they were all like jobless. So,
I mean, I think that you would have to have. I think that if you look at people who are actually propped up by, like, the most egregious example would be, Jackson Hinkle. He's obviously, used by the Russians, and of course, he all of their allies like Venezuela, Yemen, so forth. I mean, but he has like 1 million plus people. Like, he has a huge reach. Whereas someone like him, who's going to pay for him? He doesn't even really. He's not a trendsetter or somebody who can really move the needle through argumentation.
It's not worth the money. No, I think they're actually just jobless people with with a cause. The cause is what fills their life with meaning. This is why they are so obsessed with it. I mean, dude, the guy opens the room 24/7 every day about something that happened in Israel. It's not about Palestinians. It's about, look at what this Israeli did. Look at what happened in Israel. Look at what. It's always about something hateful against Israel. It's a jihad, basically.
Do you still go on X?
I listen only on X. I don't go on stage.
Oh, I mean, there's one room that's Western, and it's called JQ 24/7. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's always got over 100 people in it. It's JQ Radio 24/7, and which means Jewish question. But it's mostly Westerners, but they'll have
Nazis?
Arabs. Yeah, they're Nazis.
Okay.
It's weird. There's some people. I would say at least all of them have a proclivity towards being a national socialism in general, but they do have they have Arabs on there that they'll sometimes let blacks come up, and as long as it's they don't push back on the racial shit, but
if they behave.
Yeah, and they talk about the Jews. I don't go into those rooms, but I mean, there's people that
I don't need
I've talked to. They do to get so. I mean, I was talking to Nazis and having these debates and shit years ago, and it's just all of these new people doing it now. It's the same shit over and over and over. It's boring.
Yeah, but some people don't like to pick up books or even watch Star Wars anymore. This is the only thing they have because they're pathetic losers, and they're drawn to it because they're bored, low IQ, stupid, and don't know how to spend their time being creative, having fun, being funny, doing poetry, playing music, making love, eating food, doing a cooking channel, going on, doing a car channel, doing a vacation travel channel, any kind of content other than what they're choosing, which is really their own roast. They are wasting their lives self-roasting at a barbecue of hate, which eventually you run out of barbecue, you run out of root beer, you run out of the coleslaw, and all you got left is hot, dirty coals and a bunch of dirty kitchen, dishes you got to clean up. And what do you got at the end of the day? You got these losers who come to these little cesspools of filth to roll around like pigs. That's what they are. They're just, pigs.
I can see the alert. I mean, I'm one of those people that before the pandemic, it was weird. I never did anything on social media except for like I had a Facebook and I'd occasionally post pictures or some stupid shit on there years ago. But then like I was like stuck at home, I was bored. Then I'm like, I thought it was funny to like engage with people like in Facebook comments and news stories, and then I went to Reddit, and then it ended up going online, and then on video, and then it went on. I eventually made it here a few years ago. But then it's just like all of a sudden, it's just like, oh, you can like make these rooms, and then like it's kind of the thrill, and I do think that you get people online that are they've never had an audience, and now all of a sudden they have, through these people that believe in this, in some stuff that is kind of silly, they have a huge following, and there's like a sense of community, and these are people that are pretty much nobodies. Nobody would bother to listen to them, and now all of a sudden they have a pretty big megaphone. And so I mean I could see how it happens. I mean I'm somebody who did racist shit all the time and got huge audience.
Yeah, but your racist shit was see, everything is a projection, so people would come on there and demonstrate their own racism. And you're talking about a lot of African Americans would humiliate themselves and humiliate others. So what you were doing is not entirely out of line in terms of like creating a milieu of crazy comedy. A lot of it is just comedy, and but you see, you're falling into the trap of saying, "Oh, it was racist." No, it wasn't all. It's comedy. What you created really was comedy. So that's why I say, I mean, you had a black partner doing the comedy routine, which was Mon. So I wouldn't be hard on yourself, but the whole point is, if all you do is engage in hate all the time and you're constantly saying, don't Jews, don't Jews, don't Jews, you're retarded. You're a very low IQ, stupid person who's incapable of actually doing anything intelligent. It's really stupid behavior because it's a language. Jewish people, it's a culture, it's an ancient history. The point is, if you hate that, then you got to hate everything. You don't like Indian food, you don't like burritos, you don't like pizza, you don't like hot dogs. Like, you're just a crazy person on the internet just spreading hate. You don't read any poetry, you don't read any books, you don't read any history. You're just a stupid person engaging in hate hypnosis on the internet. You are a loser.
I think they're virtue signaling too. If you're putting out there that you're on the side of the people that are oppressed, and look how virtuous I am. You're trying to get
you support killing babies? You support killing babies?
It's a real phenomenon. I've heard that the sociologist in Britain, what he refers to as tribal signaling, and so, and this is something I've totally, I would say it's been the problem, like with the dissident right, or any, like, I guess you'd say more radical leaning ideology, is that, like, for example, let's say you were to, like, because of 2020 and BLM, all of a sudden, maybe you're like, this is bullshit. We shouldn't have to put up with this and be blamed for everything. And then people start showing their allegiance or solidarity with other whites, or, for example, I'm just using them as an example, by saying, then they start saying hateful shit, and they try to outcompete each other by showing who has more loyalty to the ideology. And so it ends up like escalating the extreme rhetoric. And if you look at, and they do this to each other, like if you were to look at any of the people like Nick Fuentes, who are some of the other, Myron Gaines, any of these people, they're going to now you basically have to like pass the test in order to be considered based or someone worth listening to, and that's like, are you willing to name a Jew? If you're not willing to do that, you're just a cock and you're not a real conservative, yada yada yada. And so like it kind of it's like they definitely gave like with a lot of this ideology. It's just crazy. It's gotten like really, I don't know, it's low IQ and stupid. If you look at most of the people that were part of the alt-right in the 2010s, like they laugh at what's going on. They think these guys are all fucking retards. You know, they largely are.
Well, yeah, it just becomes a very boring program after a while. I mean, X really has like the superstars of Jewish hate and Jewish conspiracy theorists, going from the Kennedy assassination to the Federal Reserve to COVID-19 to the World Trade Centers to the dancing Jews and Mossad. It just never ends. Um, but as an American, you should be aware of international espionage. And, if you're an agnostic or you know, what I'm saying is is that if you're an American, there are dastardly people about. I mean, anybody outside of America, it could, theoretically have been responsible for a lot of these things. But really, the biggest enemies are within, and that's Dr. Bill Gates, Dr. Fauci, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, 100 other Democrats that we could name that you could say have been much more destructive to the culture and the financial well-being of this country. The country pays $100 billion a month on a $40 trillion mortgage. Every state is indebted to the tune, of hundreds of billions, which totals up to additional tens of trillions. So the point is, if you're a patriotic American, there's no time for any of this stupid conspiracy theories where every second sentence ends with the Jews. I mean, take some fucking personal responsibility if you're an American and try to become more intelligent and productive and organize to essentially lighten the taxation burden. Because if you were just to do basic statistics, if you're a homeowner and you're just an average guy earning $55,000 a year and your wife is staying at home and you guys are just getting by, your future doesn't look good because the debt is that high. I mean, you're going to have to work to pay other people's pensions. So the whole system is sick, and in my opinion, it's ready to implode. We should let it implode. We should get rid of the minimum basic income or minimum wage. We should eliminate all military spending, eliminate all Medicare, Medicaid, and just let the whole system collapse and let good service providers with good quality feedback rise up to the tops of where people want to go for healthcare, et cetera. Like, the whole system is completely broke and bankrupt, and we can lie to ourselves and keep patching it and plugging holes on the sinking ship. But the immorality and the lack of character with regards to politics, the size of the political industrial complex, the lawyers, I mean, everybody who has made a ton of money in the past 25 years has gotten rich off of a very corrupt system. So it's just too big, and maybe it's too big to fail. But the point is, if every second sentence is "don't use," I mean, you are a stupid person who is worthy of being roasted every single second you're on this app or other spaces. I don't know if you know that Maze Love over on X Spaces.
She's a dumb bitch.
Oh yeah.
I don't get along with her.
That's my point, is stupid people and how they're going to waste your time and create this content and do this show when it's really just a gaslight show and no real high value information is ever passed or transferred. So it's like a hypnosis by stupid people. And it's a small community. It's not that big. The vast majority of the population does not use X Spaces, does not use Clown House. There's no new party hats. So this is like the gutter of people who are still here from the COVID-19 March 2020, when everybody was locked in at home. And most people have given up on all this stuff and they go back to mainstream media, or they just don't consume any of this shit anymore, and they're cleaning their car and cutting their grass.
Well, I'd say it's interesting you say that. Like, I do think we're getting dumber, and I do. If you even look at the quality of I mean, I voted for Trump, but don't get me wrong. He is just like it's a very dumbed down populism, and it's starting. I kind of see us becoming more of a, how do I put this? First of all of the intelligent people, for the most part, in the United States, the educated people, they don't have kids, at least it's a sustainable birth rate. We're letting in well, the majority of people that are in the United States that are under 18 are now like non-white, mostly children of immigrants from the third world. I don't like, honestly, demographically, and of course the dumb white people that do have kids are there's still a problem. I honestly think we're gonna just politics and everything is gonna get dumber and dumber and dumber. It's gonna be more akin to the global South, and I don't think there's much that can be done about it.
Yeah, it's been like 100-year decline from 1920 to 2020. Like society has imploded, culture has imploded, music, education. I mean, your average high school graduate in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s is your average graduate degree graduate today. So you're talking about a huge decline in IQ, and it's, in my opinion, it's really because of cell phones and how people are just like rats in a cage who will go to that cocaine button and keep pushing it. And your cell phone has become that cocaine button. And it's only about getting the dopamine and the short term feedback to the fact that you are a lazy piece of shit who hasn't taken the time to actually read a large number of books to essentially develop your own personal large language model and understanding of society, culture, earth, the universe. So that's the problem. You're dealing with low-level propagandists on this app who haven't superseded racial identity politics and tribalism.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think that there's a lot of it is it's going to be so genetic because of the people that are having the children that I don't think there's anything. I don't think these are people that are capable of being like our ancestors from the 1920s. If I'm being honest, they talk about failing schools. These aren't the same children. These aren't people of the same quality, or I should say capability, that you had in the 1920s. It's and we're not the only country that has this problem. I mean, East Asia is imploding demographically. They're not bringing in really the immigrants like we are, but that is still going to be a kind of a disaster for them, or cause a lot of hardship.
If you're an American and you own a house and you can afford your bills, and then you see like an image of people in Africa putting out a fire and there's like 10 people holding a hose just because they want to take a selfie with the hose, meaning that like most people in this world don't own shit. They don't have a high standard of living, and their lives are generally horrible. And they're just a couple hours away from losing it all. I mean, there's 40 million Americans are living on food stamps, so we have a huge homeless population who's just a day away, and already basically financially totally in never coming out of debt and never accumulating anything. So the joke is essentially that I mean, you like to use the term white people a lot, and black people like to use the term black people a lot, meaning that very few people are just saying the term American or Americans or even patriots or Republicans or libertarians. I mean, the Democrats are a party of abortionists, high taxes, military industrial complex, obfuscation, lies. I mean, do you think Maxine Waters has ever gone on an interview and actually told the truth about the way she views society? Or the banking industry. She sits.
I think you maybe are misinterpreting. There is a reason why the racial shit had always stuck with me, and it's a lot of people don't realize it has nothing to do with hate. It's why you don't really see me like being mean to them. I can tolerate people. It's not that. It's not even a tribalism. I'm not really a tribal person. However, the demographic realities are what keep me up at night. It's basically 100% out of fear.
It's not demographic. It's communication. It's communication demographics, which you're failing to understand. Is you're so superficial. You're actually thinking about melatonin density and cultural identity. The truth is, stop asking questions and just know that most of these people aren't even operating on English anymore. So we have a huge communication problem. And when we have a failure to communicate, you know what happens? Fucking chaos, violence, anger, I was at the pharmacy today getting a prescription, and this giant fat white woman is screaming at the Asian pharmacist who doesn't speak the best English, but she's a fucking pharmacist. And this fat giant pig who's about to die and screaming that she can't afford 30 pills, she can only afford 5 of the pills, and she got to find out if the medication works first. I'm like, bitch, your problem is not that you're sick and need medication. You're fucking huge. Go to the gym. Educate your brain, and you won't be screaming at pharmacists who happen to be Asian and maybe don't speak the best English. Your life is already fucked. You weigh 300 pounds.
Okay, I get it, but first of all, this is all ridiculous. Now, it's not developed. Okay, that's not the thing. I think we can just look at it this way. When your people or your Jewish side of the family came here, why did they come from nearly third world?
They were fleeing terrorism. They were getting murdered. They burned in churches.
I know. Hold on. They came from nearly third world like conditions under, from Tsarist Russia and those kinds of places. A lot of them were literal peasants. And they came here, but why did that population seem to do okay? Why is it that there are certain groups of people that kind of wherever they go, they tend to do okay? They have a status quo for their group. You get other groups, they have a status quo as well. And it's generally not as... They don't perform as well as other groups, unfortunately. But yet we have this magical idea that these people can come to the West, they can replace the ethnic composition that previously existed, and somehow they'll rise to the occasion.
But all groups have one thing in common, which is indexes. So there's always a bell-shaped curve within every group. Now, you may be comparing apples to oranges and saying, this index sucks compares to this index. You might be right. But the point is there's still an index within the group, meaning that 10% of every index is premium, high quality, unmistakable greatness, Look at Michael Jackson. Look at Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan, other billionaire African Americans.
They're fucking entertainers, though. They're not. It's not how you don't want to compare some groups by their outliers that are like, especially in entertainment. You would want to look at, for example, why is it so much more common for Jews to be in a professional class? I don't mean like we're,
it's because they're advanced communication experts.
Like I've had surgery twice. Both times it was a Jew. Obviously, it's IQ. I mean, they're obviously...
I know, but that means they have
population in general.
I know, but you got to understand, Jews have Torah. Torah is the law, and it's a large language model system. It's a huge amount of information. African Americans got Snoop Dogg, and they got Ice Cube, and they got fucking Tupac, okay? So that's the difference. One people operate off of 100 books, and one people operate off of fucking CDs, listening to it on their fucking Sony Walkman.
Smarter.
Well, that's my theory about intelligence is, you know what? It actually is a result of people spending countless years studying what's called books.
I disagree. I mean, like the adoption surveys in
2,500 years ago.
All of this
now, 2,500 BC. The Jews have been, having higher level thinking for a long time. A lot longer than everybody else.
They've also, Christians operated very differently. So if you were the brightest, smartest, Christian for a large period of time, and especially Europe, you would be encouraged to, join the church, which means you're not going to get married or have kids. Wasn't the case for Jews. They also didn't encourage literacy like the Jews did. So they wanted you to basically rely on the church for information. So gauging whether or not, like finding a mate that was literate was not really a priority. But then also, Jews had arranged marriages where the arranged marriages were very harsh on the men. Basically, had to be a man that could provide and generally had a high IQ. You could be successful and. So basically, it was a more intelligent people breeding with other intelligent people. And so you kind of gets like this is just a theory. but that's what a lot of people assume.
Yeah, Christianity came along a lot. I forget how many years exactly, but a long time after Judaism, and then Islam even further. And you want to scale on IQ? I mean,
Yeah,
you probably connect the dots there.
The funniest comment I always hear from them is like, "You Jews are inbred." It's like, you guys are literally marrying your first cousins to this day.
They did studies, and ISIS was like the amount of inbreeding and the average IQ was insane, like just terrifying.
Oh yeah, like Yemen is dude, they are like legit, like their population is fucking retarded.
Yeah, but you know what? They're able to launch rockets all the way into David Ben Gurion Airport in in Israel.
On those rockets.
Iran, and they're using Chinese targeting, but even the targeting is so complex with regards to a makeshift rocket that, like, good luck ever actually hitting strategic targets. And the consequences of launching rockets into Israel will mean that Israel will take F-35s and the United States will take high quality, rockets and aircraft and obliterate them. So they're the dumbest people on the fucking planet.
Ironically, somehow they convinced some of the smartest people on the planet to be on their side.
And who is that? Who are the smartest people on the planet? Because if you ever supposedly listen to these smartest people on the planet, I don't think they're even close. I think they're generally just disenfranchised political dissidents who are depressed, low testosterone, low IQ, and want to complain and bitch about everything for their political power or their will to power. They're political.
Well, I guess not smartest, but successful, and you would say that they're somewhat smart people in America. Business owners, Bill Gates, these people.
Yeah, but Bill Gates doesn't talk about Islamic terrorism. He just wants you to get vaccinated. The guy is all business all the time. He's the biggest bullshit artist you've ever met. And Dr. Fauci had to get a special pardon from the president because he's basically guilty of war crimes. I mean, listen, America spends so much money. 35% of it is all borrowed. 40% of it, all of our GDP comes from borrowing from the Federal Reserve. So, we have a big problem here. I mean, Trump is demanding that Powell lower the rates, and Powell says, no, I'm not going to lower the rates, and there's nothing you can do about it. So Congress has the ability to tell the Federal Reserve supposedly what they want the Federal Reserve to do, but that means that the government is not in control of the currency or the dollar. I mean, it's like a partnership, but it's not really we the people. So we the people have been disenfranchised in the United States of America. We the people need liberty. We need freedom. And that means control or a sound currency that's not based on inflation and just printing trillions of dollars out of thin air by creating hero acts and spending $1.2 billion to fight the COVID-19 pandemic, which was a scam. So what I'm saying is there are communication scams at the global or state level, which is really just hypnosis propaganda. And a microcosm is here on this app where you hear all this Free Palestine bullshit from these fucking terrorist supporting cocksuckers. So that's my opinion.
I agree with all of it. You covered like 5 different things right there.
It's micro, macro, macro, micro. I mean, Clown House is all projection all the time, all communication hypnosis. It's just low-level parasites. Then you get up into the higher echelons of the United States government and the financial industrial complex, and it's the same thing. It is essentially mind virus parasites, or mafiaism, or gangsterism, or tribalism.
2 cents on all of this, if you want to hear it. The U.S. used to have more, like, I guess, faith-based stuff in the schools. You know, whether it's Christian or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just like, you know, some part of the Torah and like morality was taught every single day in schools, and that's something that doesn't exist anymore. You know, it's become less and less, and I feel like that's where the wisdom and the knowledge and like having some sort of groundedness in what morality is just kind of like threw everything off. And so now everyone's interpretation is what morality is based on. And it's just not concrete enough for people to be able to stand on their own 2 feet and know, like, okay, this is right and this is wrong. No, it's kind of based on emotionalism. So they'll kind of follow whatever trend is, you know, being spewed on the internet in a very emotional fashion. And it feels like truth to them. It strikes a chord with them because it makes them feel something. And people are pretty numb these days. Like, I think, like you said, with phones and so much entertainment all the time and not having like purpose and not having drive. So when you take God out of the picture, that's kind of what happens. People turn to drugs, entertainment, whatever, overeating, what have you, women, now like fighting with randos on the internet to kind of fill that void. So.
Well, it's all dopamine all the time, whether you're getting it from Netflix and YouTube or you're getting it from here. But talking creates a very high level of dopamine. So it's a very addictive platform. But you'll notice there's no new party hats. I don't even know how, if you just look at this as an equation, meaning on the left-hand side, you have software development and you have data bandwidth, and those expenses equals total amount of revenue minus, cost of goods sold, whatever, equals your profit. Like, how the fuck does this app transfer so much data, sell the data, and actually arbitrage the data that they're selling versus the bandwidth that they're buying? It's got to be from the government or like, elite, homosexuals in the advertising industry. I don't know. All right, my brothers and sisters, this has been another exciting itty bitty titty committee. This is your false clubhouse prophet, Adrian Dittman. Sipping some Nespresso. I wish I had some red wine. Miss the gym, but it's never too late to do some yoga. What else is there in Clown Town?
Cut your balls off. Asking them questions, they just cut the balls off. So just like that's what I'm saying to humans. I'm like, you guys think you're superior, but what if you're not the on the what if you aren't the top of the food chain? What if you're on the food chain also?
Yeah, but
I agree.
everybody's in the food chain. It just depends on where on the bell-shaped curve you fall.
Right.
Yeah, some of us are still animals. Some human beings that have human rights are still animals that still have money.
Somebody on my YouTube live dared me to fart in my hand and eat it like a sandwich. No, I'm passing the mind virus on to you. Does anybody want to fart in their hand and eat a sandwich?
I mean, I do that. Like,
I mean, I am pretty broke this month. How much are they gonna pay me?
wait, do you drink your own urine and eat your own jizz?
What do you think this is, India, sir?
I eat my shit.
What does shit taste like?
It's like
It tastes like shit.
no. It has it's kind of grainy. It's kind of like eating a multi-grain bar.
You have eaten shit.
I've eaten my own shit. Yeah.
Why did you do that?
I wanted to taste it. I wanted to see what it was like.
God.
Wait, did you swallow it or did you just sample the flavor?
No, I ate it. I took a bite of it.
So you chewed on it like a nugget.
Yes. Yep.
This is my sign from the universe to get off this app and do some.
Is it possible to deep fry a turd? Do you think it would taste better?
I mean, listen, a shit does look like a granola bar.
Yeah.
Fuels that we're using that get from one place to another, but at what extent, right? Are the things that we're emitting into our atmosphere, like our social atmosphere, actually being processed and broken down, and being renewed, so that it's not harming the environment around us? No, and I think both of those things happen simultaneously because one is an effect of the other, right? Just long-term investments with short-term gains, and tradition that doesn't allow us to look at these things critically because we're being validated and being conformed by him, and there's all these other. It's associated with status, power, and control, and so once we have to have a paradigm shift when it comes to status, power, and control. And I think to your point, if we lived in a world where we recognize that everyone has the ability to raise their voice, but we're not actually contending with the things that with what they're saying, right? Then we're just putting ignorance up into the air. And I think that, I don't know what it looks like from either a capitalism or communism standpoint, but we have to have some type of system in society where we capture the potential of those voices and what are they actually saying, and allow people to critically think about what they're saying so that it can be processed, right? And so that we have we are innovating and actualizing the potential of what is being there instead of people who are exploiting people's feelings and their fears and benefiting from their ignorance, exploiting their ignorance for their own political purposes and gains, right?
Okay, so
Yeah.
how amazing then that you come from, let's say, from a leftist approach, right? But also like a leftist approach.
like an
They do manufacturing, right? So, but they're promising their people a hell of a lot on the basis. So this is, so it's like you've got communism, you've got, and also what is a little bit wrong here is like capitalism could actually be quite a beautiful thing if communism wasn't standing in the corner, feeling jealous and kind of like somehow meddling with things to kind of like for itself to sustain, to make capitalism like a worse version of itself, whereas actually capitalism is, but then again, you've got to take that into consideration also. So capitalism, so if you are this smart, is, and you are smart, so capitalism, what is the next? It's like, how do you find a way that you can cut out communism or that structure of level of finance, manufacturing, or whatever it is that you're depending on, because you have to make all these amazing returns, while in the meantime, it kind of making a mockery. It's like a catch-22, and I kind of feel like communism is like, it's just hanging on to dear life for its survival, because somehow, organically or whatever, it is not the fittest survivor. Whereas capitalism, if it doesn't find a way to kind of like cut the cord that is making it like, whatever it thinks it needs, because actually capitalism, I think you just need to go back to the philosophy of capitalism, which is exactly the opposite of communism. But because communism is more like it sucks on something else. It's like it just is depending on something else to exist. And if capitalism could find a way to kind of like have enough self, control to just be sufficient within itself and just not depend on that. But then you got people like Zuckerberg's, and you got people like Bezos's, and it's like they're not, so you need your philosophers, you need your academics, you need trained people to be able to kind of set the parameters for these things. But as long as, because you don't see Europe like doing these things, right? It's like it's coming straight out of America. And somehow, does it benefit? But does it benefit? But
I mean,
it's just that things are interlinked.
yeah, things are interlinked, and I mean, you would have to pry out of the hands of some of the most powerful people, right? People's livelihoods, their jobs, how they achieve economic stability. All of that is already wrapped up and inextricably linked in the system itself. So, like, the problem with capitalism is that it prioritizes profit over people, right? So it just reduces human value down to productivity and consumption.
No, that's communism, by the way.
No, because capitalism commodifies emotions, right? And then it produces something that it sells it back to you.
You raised in the West, you have different parameters, and you
But we can look at the results. We can look at
on history of what capitalism means, what communism means.
In all fairness, BB, I'll let you talk for a little bit now. I would like to talk for a little bit, please. Yeah. So you can look at some of the results to be able to see like what the problem is, right? When we're, for instance, right, people are being satiated with this idea that we'll bring manufacturing jobs back to the United States, and that is the sole problem, or the solution. Not understanding how long it takes for these industries to actually perk up and to become productive. They're not communism, then we need to be delegating those jobs. But then at the same sense, making sure that these corporations are not just exploiting people for low-wage labor, right? Wage slavery. But when we see this erosion of community, dignity, and well-being in favor of endless growth, right? And it being branded to us in a way of like actually being a solution when it's not actually being provided, it just shows like we don't really have a human-centered solution. And I'm not saying that that's like communism per se. I don't know what you would call it, but the solution is that we have to realign economic systems to prioritize collective well-being, to prioritize fairness, to prioritize sustainability, which you see some people trying to make efforts with, right? Like the foods that we eat, they talk about how these foods were created. You see this with like the renewable industry branding, you know, where we're valuing people's intrinsic worth, where we're valuing the environment over, you know, their economic output, and then just fostering systems that balance profit with compassion and equity. Because through our intellectualism, right, we should understand human beings more, to not be fighting with them, right, but to be understanding that we should be asking the question of what happened to them, and then working to solve those problems that disproportionately increase the probability that people are going to turn out in some type of like way that is socially degenerate over time. So I'm not saying that the solution is communism, but I'm also saying that we have the ability to think of something that is different or something that is new.
We don't want to take the last name. Listen, Billy, where's everyone?
What's happening? Okay, so I have something to say to this.
You'll get a lot of content from this.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Okay, Satan, I can't find my tweezers. Can you help me find them with your fatal powers, please?
help you find what?
My tweezers.
Your tweezers? It's not my job. I don't work for you.
No, fuck you, Sayer.
What if I do a sacrifice for you? Do you accept sacrifices? No. What is it that you desire? I desire wisdom, Satan. Wisdom. Wisdom is, you have it.
Try reading a book, Nefarious. Have you heard of this thing spelled B-O-O-K? Book?
Adrian is always telling somebody to read.
You've heard of B.O.?
It's not in a book. Adrian doesn't understand that these books are just anyway. Yeah, do what Adrian says. I mean, no, I would like. Adrian is always telling somebody to read a book. Adrian is part of the group that thinks that more books than
Adrian feels superior because he's Jewish and he thinks all the Goyim don't read books.
Right, so what happened?
Hello, I'd like to unite these nuts with those nuts, please. Hello? Is anybody out there? I got some nuts swinging in the air. I just want my nuts to unite with these nuts. Those nuts, these nuts. Let's unite the nuts. I want to unite my nuts with your nuts. These nuts with your nuts. Let's unite our nuts. I want to unite my nuts with your nuts. Hello? Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam.
my opinion, it still the church. Motherfucker, you always talk about it. You preach about it before.
I want to unite these nuts with those nuts. Let's unite our nuts. Nut to butt, butt to nut. Let's unite the nuts.
So if I, let's say you and I were husband and wife, right? I cheated on you, right? And if I felt bad, I would go grab a goat and say, "Yo, bro, come here. I need you to die for me feeling bad." Like what? Isn't that the same thing they did to Jesus? Isn't that Jesus' story?
Yes.
Thank you. It's the same. It hasn't changed.
But this is what Christians learn in church, like what the whole thing was. Like,
It hasn't changed. It's still a sacrifice. They still doing it. So you mean to tell? So, all right, and I'm here to ask the question. So you mean to tell me? So Jesus is driving. You get the car with you. You got you're driving down the street. The police pull you over. You gonna let Jesus get in trouble for your cocaine?
Child, I yearn for the lines. But something always got in the way.
Chickens drop it, 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 chickens drop it. You want me to fight the chicken?
I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines. But something always got in the way.
Chickens drop it, 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 chickens drop it. You want me to fight the chicken?
I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines. But something always got in the way.
Chicken jockey, 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 You want me to fight the chicken?
I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines. But something always got in the way.
Chicken jockey, 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 You want me to fight the chicken?
I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines. But something always got in the way.
Chicken jockey, 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 chicken You want me to fight the chicken?
child, I yearned for the mines, but something always got in the way.
Chicken jockey, 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 chicken jockey,
You want me to fight the chicken?
I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines, but something always got in the way.
Chicken jockey, 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 chicken
You want me to fight the chicken?
I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines, but something always got in the way.
Chicken jockey, 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 chicken
You want me to fight the chicken?
I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines. But something always got in the way.
Chicken jockey, 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 chicken jockey,
You want me to fight the chicken?
I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines. But something always got in the way.
chicken jockey, 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 chicken jockey,
You want me to fight the chicken?
I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines. But something always got in the way.
chicken jockey, 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 chicken jockey,
all time for Alien. Because in that movie, the aliens are the refugees. They're the oppressed.
Yeah, that's stupid as fuck, those aliens.
Did you watch the movie?
Yeah, I did.
You're the only person who said it was bad, but that's interesting.
No, the movie is good. The aliens are stupid in District 9.
Well, the thing about that, you are right, but the thing about the aliens are, again, they're not humans. They're actually insectoids. So they have a hive mind. So they speculate in the story that, like, they had a queen or a king that died, and just like beehives and ants, it collapses. You know, so like I like that's what I mean by aliens. Something.
But you don't think that different communities have the same hive mind mentality?
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every group in humanity, right? You got humans, but then you have I'm Irish. You have ethnicities. You have ethnicity. You have religions. Like these are all different things.
But we are overarching have the basic connections. Like for instance, like homegirls across the pond right now, and we still connect as human beings because we're still humans. We still have the basic things of wanting to talk to other people. We might encounter an alien that's completely solitary and doesn't give a fuck about talking to other species.
Yeah,
it's like what's that, like tigers? They kill each other besides mating seasons. Like, there could be aliens like that.
I want to be a tiger. Can I be a tiger? Because
in America you can, sweetheart.
Okay, yeah, my range was back in again. My daughter's putting packing tape on the back of my fucking car.
What?
And she got hit. And she's like, I'm just putting tape on it. I said, let me call the insurance company real quick, baby girl. And I'm watching her via Facebook Live stuff, and she's putting fucking packing tape on my goddamn car. I said, take the bumper off, okay? I can see it right now. Just take it off. Throw it in the trunk. It'll be fine. I'll take care of it tomorrow. I swear to God. No, don't have children. They say they're fun.
Your daughter put packing tape on it?
Yes.
Oh, because she's probably like, she doesn't know what else to do. She's trying to hold it up.
She's like, I can't drive with this. I don't want to lose the bumper.
She'd rather drive with a bumper taped up with a car without a bumper. You know, she's got to look fresh, Mom.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I can't no more. I'm like, can you get one of the adults at your friend's house to come out and help you? Because this is not going to work. And she's like, I'm done with you.
Yeah.
Like, move on then. You know what?
It's like, I got into it with my ex-wife's parents because I felt like when I got, it was at some point in our relationship, I was just like, yo, your mom, I think your mom is the queen behind everybody's shit. Like, I really do believe this. And then I remember calling her father, and I'm talking to him, I'm like, yeah, Bill, so, and he's like, yeah, hold on for a second. I said, Bill, do you have me on fucking speakerphone? He's like, what are you talking about? I said, Bill, do you have me on speakerphone? I do not want to be around Barbara as you're talking. And then I hear her in the background going, fuck you, Frank, you'll never see your fucking daughter again, you piece of shit. I knew the bitch was she was a fucking ringleader.
Can I tell you something weird, dude?
Yeah.
I kind of want to be with a woman who cusses me the fuck out before we have sex. Just like,
that shit is dope.
Yeah.
That shit is dope.
Yeah, I do that to my girlfriend and she really likes it.
I mean, I think that, just being open and using profanity, I think it should be more of that than opposed to, humans running away from certain. This is the reason why humans are still enslaved by words. Like, when I ask Adrian to say, he will be like, yeah, oh man, I'm not gonna say nothing to you in words. It's like, just say the word, man. What the fuck are you doing? But it's intentionally, some people intentionally do that so that they can have power over the word. That's all they're doing is giving that word power so they can enslave the other. It's like reverse psychology. It's the stupidest shit. But you gotta be hip to it. You gotta be hip to it. That's why white folks say nigga all the time, but act like when they get around black folks, they act like they can't say it.
Oh yeah, there was a white kid like last month who didn't know I was black when he first hopped in the car. Like, so a guy I'm working with was giving me a ride home.
Mm-hmm.
His cousin hops in the back, and before he sees me, he's like, "Man, I was about to dick that nigga in the face." Now he said, "Ned, you said GA the whole."
Yeah.
We were trying to be cool, but like when he saw me in the front, like, oh shit, he's black.
But
okay,
Dave, what do you think that's all about? Why do you think that white people pause or don't say it, but then when they get around each other, they'll say it all day long?
Because they won't be called racist.
See, that's what I'm saying. How the fuck? Whoa. Okay, so you're saying that they are scared, but if they're not racist,
well, honestly, I think some of them are even careful saying around certain white people. You know.
But that's what I'm saying. Why does this word have so much power?
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what it is. Black people have weaponized it to fuck with white people. That's all it is. I don't think they're really offended. I think they pretend.
For real, I don't really take this conversation too seriously in here, but like how about you have an African American man speak about it before a foreigner who's not even black talks about it?
No, because I'm allowed to give my theory on it. I'm allowed to. No, I'm not American. Listen, I don't give a fuck if someone thinks I'm racist. I'm not American, okay? I don't give a fuck. I'm not racist, but if you do, no, I'm not racist, but if you think I am, I don't give a fuck. Because I'm not in America. Listen, I'm not in America. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuckity fuck if you think I'm racist. Fuck yourself. Fuck your mum. Fuck your dad. Son you never had. Fuck your mum. Fuck your mum. Fuck your mum. Fuck your. Okay. Can you mute him, Lucifer, so I can talk, please? Fuck up.
No, because I'm African American. I'm going to talk about my reason.
I don't give a fuck what you are.
Yeah, I don't care if you don't. But I'm not going to let foreigners talk about the black experience in America before I do.
You sound like a geeky little white man. Why do you sound like that if you're an African American?
So all white people are supposed to sound like you?
Did I say that? No, I didn't. I said you sound like a geeky little white man. You don't sound like me, bitch. You sound like a man. You sound like a geeky white man. I don't sound like a geeky white man.
Did you miss the point? My thing is, I said to you, so all white people are supposed to sound the same.
I never said that, though, did I? So, why are you chatting shit? I never said that.
Oh my god.
Fuck you. You're retarded. You're retarded. You're retarded. You're retarded. You're retarded. You're retarded. You're fucking retarded. You need to shut your big old boogery bootleg.
Hold on, Dragon. Let's hear what he has to say. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay, go on. He's crying like a fucking baby, so let's just let him say what he's got to say.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, so, like, my perspective of it all is because, like, through slavery and through Jim Crow law, that's literally 200 years of persecution. Black men were castrated. Black women were used as breeding cattle, you know? And also, it's not just in America. Colonialism, the scramble over Africa that happened in the middle of the 18th century, was destruction of the black identity. Mm-hmm. Like, specifically in America, like, it was used to demasculate black men. That's why they call us boys still sometimes. Mm-hmm. It's very psychological, man. Like, white people, now I do say other races do have comparable names to them. Like, I wouldn't never call a Native American slurs or anything like that, or Asian people. But white people, at least in America, they have no comparable word even to the level of that. Like, there's nothing in American history, not even in the last 300 years in the world, where you can see mass groups of black people having picnics and celebrating the castration, the lynching of black people, the selling of white children.
So you're saying that this word has it's almost got
it has generational trauma to it.
Okay, so you say it's got a ghost. This word nigga is a ghost.
Yeah. Like, dude, like my grandmother was born and raised in the Jim Crow era. The majority of her life was in the Jim Crow era. Like, and my grandmother's a Creole mulatto. Mm-hmm. She's technically black, but she's light skinned. She's lighter than
So she got some white in her.
Yeah. She's still considered a black woman. And when she was married to my grandfather in the military, they were about to arrest them because she was going into labor and he was trying to get her on the military base in the hospital. And they were about to arrest them for having a legal interracial relationship at the time because they thought she was a white woman.
Yeah,
So,
I heard about that type of shit.
This stuff is not. My mom was born in 1964.
I know. But here's the thing, Dave.
It's real, man.
I get it. But Dave. I mean, if you look at it, I understand that you say it's real. But one thing that I say is that the word cannot be greater than the Creator. And humanity has to, black, white, all of these are just words, man.
We can't control how other people feel, though.
Yeah, but yes,
okay, right. I understand they have a feeling, a bad feeling about the word, obviously, for obvious reasons. But there is no excuse, right? The amount of violence people get for using the word, it's not excusable. You cannot excuse killing someone for saying a word.
Yeah,
it's not okay.
It's like Dave, you're giving somebody an excuse to project that they can't manage emotion.
It's like murdering somebody.
No, but what I'm saying.
No, I never said you did, but other people would. Okay, other black people would.
It's not that. You're justifying, or what I'm saying is, man, own your thoughts, actions, and emotions, and let people say what they want to say. And
yeah, black don't have to associate with you.
No, but that's not the majority of how black people would deal with it, though. Like, okay, if you were on stage and you said the N-word, people would literally try and get you fired. They'd target your children and try and come to your house and throw shit at you. Like, it's a word.
Right in a democracy, right at protest. I can do all that stuff. I can protest you every single day.
Right, okay. But any person of a decent IQ, right, you've said that, we've processed it, right, but anyone with an IQ above 78 wouldn't get so angry over a fucking word. They wouldn't. They really wouldn't. They would get angry about, like, other stuff, like, okay, stop fucking over-talking me. Could you, Lucifer, please, tell him to stop over-talking me.
I'm sorry.
Okay, right. If you said to me, say I was a rape victim, and you said to me, I hope you got raped until your vagina was bloody and it was torn in 5 different directions, that would hurt my feelings. That doesn't mean I'm justified in throwing a Molotov cocktail into your window. Do you understand? It's only low IQ people would react.
So I don't like people trying to put that on my doorstep. I'm not advocating just because I'm black doesn't mean I have to do You're doing collective.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about generally how people. I'm not talking about you.
Hi, Lucifer, your own.
Oh my God, he's so fucking stupid. I'm not talking about you. I'm saying if you said the N-word in America, shut up. If you say the N-word in America, people would react in that way. They would light Molotov cocktails and throw them at you and shit because Americans are fucking retarded.
You live in America.
Please shut up and tell Lucifer that his owner is here.
Okay, your owner's here. Okay, Purple, I've realised that when I talk, you're just going to keep fucking mumbling through it. And it's fucking annoying, so there's no point even talking to you. And it's honestly, it's like talking to you is like smashing my face against a brick wall, so I'm just going to come.
Conversation is not supposed to be a lecture. If you say a point, it's okay for me to inject or add something to it. You just want to.
After I'm done, yeah.
To speak for me.
No, because I'm not done. You. When I'm talking and then I haven't finished the point and you're cutting up the first bit, that's
it's a form of debate called issue.
No, you need to have an attention span longer than 5 seconds to have a conversation, but you don't.
You both have it. You both are put demands on each other. This is hilarious as fuck.
No, I give up. No, don't put me in his basket. No, I'm not as retarded as him. No fucking way.
Okay. Anyway, so.
You both sound retarded.
So anyway, it's like, when I want to
say, well, you are losing.
Elective punishment for me because it's like the second time she tried to.
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna leave the room. Bye, you fucking retard. Okay, see you later, Lucifer.
Anyway, so she came in and handled me talking, and it's ironically she was saying I was interrupting her, but she was interrupting me a lot. But anyway, so what she was doing like the second time she tried to say, oh. Violence. People do violence. You're supporting violence. What the fuck are you talking about? I've never met. I really, really, sincerely never met even a person online an average person that says you should commit a murder crime for someone saying the N-word. Most people say you should lose your job, or I'm not going to be friends.
Well, even a person, I don't think that a person should lose his. Here's my thing. Here's my take on it. As an observer, if I can't, as an observer stepping out from an alien, you all should not. If somebody says to call you a nigger and trying to hurt you mentally or hurt your feelings, you should then turn to that man or woman and say, "Hey, are you projecting and trying to hurt my feelings?" And then ask the questions why. Can you all have the conversation? Because the more you keep running from this conversation and letting somebody just spew up and be angry, and this hurts it. When are you all going to be accountable for your thoughts, actions, and emotions? Like
Frank, I've literally been in discords with Nazis, and I've tried to have these civil conversations with them, and they just called me the N-word the entire time. They just kept shouting low IQ, N-word, commit more crimes, leave my country, go back to Africa. They just were shouting the whole time. Like these hardcore racists, they don't care about what you have to say, dude. They don't care. And that's what shows you actually haven't spoken to them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I get what you're saying. They don't care, right? But you got to be able to get to the root of why they don't care. And I think
if they're not willing to engage with you, you can't.
But Dave, listen, Dave, this is the reason why I created Love Heart Network. I'm going
to come to you because they consider you inferior if you're a black man. They're not going to.
That's fine, Dave. I'm going to pay people to talk to me.
Okay, go ahead.
Right? I'm going to end up paying people to talk.
Respectfully, as a Jew, I have had many interactions online with Nazis, Jew-hating bastards, who have sought me out to troll me. Not people like Wednesday. People Clubhouse and outside the realm of Clubhouse. And I think that some of them.
You keep breaking up, my friend. Now you're mute.
I'm just saying there are some Nazis on the internet who are willing to engage with blacks and Jews like me.
I've had encounters with them on other.
Hi, Jimmer. Don't ignore me.
Oh, hey, Wednesday. I was wondering if that was you. I didn't want to be weird about it, but hey.
Speaking of Nazis.
Haha. Speaking of trans lover.
Oh my God. None of that goes.
Speaking of fucking dusty old pussy.
At least I know what a real pussy looks like, sir. Thank you.
Dude, 40-year-old pussy is awesome.
Yeah, from fucking looking at your own in the mirror.
No. Listen, how did you not know? That's the question. Were you drunk? It's okay. You don't want to admit it to. It's fine.
I'm still.
Doomer, you miss me?
Yeah, you were actually one of the good things about Stereo. I left it like a month and a half ago.
Oh, me too. Come to this room. Come to one of my rooms. I followed you. Follow me back.
Yeah, I follow you. People doing too much arguments, dude. I'm kind of over that. Like, people got way too nasty on that app, and I'm really not trying to bring that over here, honestly.
No. It's there's a debate room. A couple of debate rooms.
I don't like it when people are too mean to each other on Clubhouse. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's Zach.
Well, more of my issue is like we're no longer talking about the subject. We're talking about each other. We think about each other.
Right, and whether we have or have not had sex with transgender people, or if we are or are not a fucking dusty old femcel with fucking cheese and crumbs on your titties or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
First of all, Doomer has seen my picture. He knows how I look, and there's nothing dusty about me, honey.
No, she's not dusty. No.
So, nah.
But my friend, are you pro-Israel? I'm guessing.
Yes.
I can tell by your voice.
I can tell by your voice.
I don't know. I don't know.
I am pro missiles hitting Tel Aviv.
It's a Jewish tone. It's an enunciation, combination of enunciation and good vocabulary, sense of humor, stuff like that. Yeah, you can tell a Jew from a mile away.
Sense of humor.
You wonder why people say Jews are racist now with that comment.
Wait, how is that racist?
You're simply saying you're the best person walking.
Well, I didn't say black people have a bad sense of humor. I just said Jews have a good sense of humor. Other people also have good sense of humor.
I feel like Dave Chappelle is the most highest paying comedian in the world. Some people may not like him.
I love Dave Chappelle. I think Dave Chappelle is a little bit past his prime, but he is probably the GOAT. So.
See, I think he's going more towards like a Bill Hicks thing.
Yes, he's transitioned into like a modern day philosopher.
Exactly. That's why I can't really say like he's like a comedian. He doesn't really have setups that much or payoffs really.
Yeah, his past few have like maybe one or two jokes.
His comedian streaming. Just to let you know, comedian likes to record these rooms and put it on his YouTube Junior. So of course, I've been listening in the other room. Danny.
That's good to know.
Have you found Anne Frank yet?
Anne Frank? What do you mean by that? Is that the actual girl? The actual girl? I think she's dead.
Mm-hmm.
I think Anne Frank. Can I tell you something? It's really bad. I never read Anne Frank. I know the story though through osmosis, like since people talk about it, but I never read it.
Well, anyway, follow me back and come to my room. Make me dinner. Bye, Jim. I love you.
The other one's like, yeah, but Anne Frank's just like some little Jewish girl hiding in an attic, and then like, what's this? That her parents or the adults end up giving her away or some shit.
Her parents?
Okay, I already said I didn't read Anne Frank. My bad. I know I fucked up.
That makes sense. I don't think it makes any sense to say that someone's parents would.
No, I mean by give up. The parents were like dumb and they accidentally exposed themselves. You know. Anne Frank was
Ashkenazi Jews are really smart, so.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't think that's what happened, but I think the neighbors told on them or something.
Well, that's why I said I didn't read Anne Frank, so I'm just like, anybody's open to explain a lot. I'm not sure. So the neighbors.
I never read it either.
So the neighbors saw the parents, and then like told everybody.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT.
Let's ask ChatGPT. Let's ask ChatGPT. Let's ask ChatGPT.
Fuck looking it up. Let's ask ChatGPT. I actually don't like. I just left OpenAI today. Actually, I had to break up with it. It's over. Found something better. Better AI system. Yeah, but DeepSpeak really is better and it's cheaper and it's the same quality. OpenAI is not that good for its price. I wouldn't say I'm fine right now. I don't care if he's recording me. I don't think I've said anything too problematic yet. It's really quiet. Hey, how are you, Emma? What's on your mind?
I'm just trying to figure out this room. I didn't know what it was about.
It's just random topics, not really necessarily central. I did want to grill my friend on Israel because he's a Jew, but then he kind of bailed out.
I'm here. I'm just driving on the highway. I'm in and out of the Matrix.
Got you.
But I'm basically back to reality. Back to life. Back to reality.
Oh, there goes gravity.
What do you want to know about why I support genocide or ethnic cleansing? Because I fucking hate the Arabs and death to Arabs and Muslims are cockroaches.
Honestly, dude.
The Arab guy thought I was being sincere, but maybe he went to report me. Obviously, I was being sarcastic.
Piece with that rhetoric.
I was sometimes just too good of an actor, but obviously I don't. No, but I don't. I obviously should. It should be obvious. I mean, obviously it's not obvious because you don't know who the fuck I am, but I don't hate Arabs or hate Muslims or whatever. I was actually anti-Israel for a very he's back. Mr. Arab man in the audience there. I was being sarcastic. I don't hate Arabs. I don't hate Muslims. And I was actually anti-Israel for a very long time, you know, in my mind, politically. I was free Palestine and went to protests wearing a keffiyeh and hated Israel and repeated all of the pro-Palestinian stuff. So I'm very familiar with the...
I don't think you need to hate Israel, though. I think you just have to just want the autonomy, because I'm just for sovereignty, the sovereignty rights of both entities to be respected, you know? And
well, are you American?
Yeah.
Are you American?
Yes, I'm American.
Are you, how old are you?
30.
30. Okay, so I'm only 37, so it's not like I'm that much older than you. But, like, are you aware, or would you agree or disagree? Like, are you aware of the fact that the Palestinians don't really want their own state so much as they just simply care about the destruction of Israel? Or do you really think that the Palestinians want their own state?
I don't think the Palestinians necessarily have a voice because they're embargoed right now. And
well, they have a voice in interviews and stuff. I mean, there are like man on the street. Well, that's debatable. I mean, that could be true, but like, then we got to.
You literally can't not lie. Like when we're not talking about war, but we're talking about political war, like the war of information online that Palestinians and the Jews are having right now, the Israelis. Like, it's just when we're talking about money and wealth and influence and like the level of propaganda, it is completely disproportionate. It is completely disproportionate. Like the average Palestinian has nowhere near its influence on how their lives.
Well, I think that's an interesting perspective. I mean, I can appreciate the merits of your perspective, and also
you know about the water and food insecurity, right?
The water and food insecurity, because Israel controls all the water and food that goes into Gaza.
Yeah.
I am aware of this, but have you seen the video, the propaganda video created by Hamas of the Palestinians ripping up the water pipes to turn them into rockets? Have you seen that video?
I don't watch any propaganda videos. I only read out most credible resources of information would be the United Nations and nonprofit organizations. I try not to go off propaganda videos because both sides.
I don't know if the United Nations.
Hold on, real quick, right there. Because both sides have been caught spreading propaganda, misinformation, including the Israeli government. If you're honest, you have to confess to that. So I don't rely on either of their parties to say the accurate truth. I know you probably might like this, but I think Al Jazeera is a pretty fair reporter, and I think Al Jazeera has done a pretty good job reporting on the war in Ukraine as well.
Interesting. I mean, I think that I would agree with everything you said except for the Al Jazeera is fair. I agree that Hamas puts out a lot of property.
Totally not fair. There's not. Let's be real. I just realized this, and I know some people are definitely going to push back at this, but there's really no left media in America. Like CNN has gone completely moderate.
What about Democracy Now?
Is that on actual broadcasting television?
I don't know, but it's very popular.
No, that's on the internet. No,
it's very popular.
I'm talking about.
What about Cenk Uyghur?
No, those are all internet. That's new media. I'm talking about old.
What about Rachel Maddow?
Hold on, my friend. Come on, dude. Let me finish the idea.
I know your idea. You're saying there's no leftist media. I'm making suggestions of potential leftists.
How about you finish the point I make instead of trying to prove that I'm dumb or something like that?
Okay. I'm not trying to prove you're dumb. I'm just trying to be mirthful.
Yeah, a lot of humility right there. But anyway, so when we're talking about old media, I'm talking about established like CNN, Fox, ABC. I'm talking established something your grandparents, like anybody could turn on television and a child could see. Not like some website that like somebody our age or younger has to get on, and most of them are watching it. Still, the majority of Americans still rely on these old media outlets to still get the majority of the information, even if they're watching it online. And we don't have a media source like that. Democracy Now! Is still a small, independent media label. Sam Cedar, like Majority Report, Kyle Kalinske, those guys are small. Yeah, people know who they are, but they're small. They're not mainstream. They are new, independent media. They are guerrilla journalists. There's no, and who's that? Bill Maher is completely sold out, going to Mar-a-Lago with Trump or something like that.
He's sold out because he had a meeting with Trump.
Well, he's a Zionist too, so I'm pretty sure you like him. And that's why the Zionists and Jews were all liberal for all this time. But as soon as they get called out for how they're treating Palestinians, now they're going conservative. Now they're riding MAGA train. I find that very interesting. Because like a Ben Shapiro Jew 15 years ago would have been rare. Ben Shapiro.
Right. Well, that's what's interesting. I mean, that's what's interesting about the age. And I mean, 30 is not young, and 37 is not old. But my experience is, I was 17 20 years ago, and I can remember. I feel like a lot has changed over the past 20 years. And I remember being really angry. I mean, so how old were you when, do you remember 9/11? I was in, ninth grade? So you were probably in elementary school for 9/11 or something?
Yeah. I was second, first grade.
Yeah, I mean, ninth grade is not old. I was a kid for 9/11. So, there was a lot about the world that I was still not aware of. But I remember protesting against George Bush in high school, walking out of high school to protest against the war in Iraq. And then Obama got elected, and everybody relaxed. I was in college when Obama got elected, and everybody was celebrating. They were so fucking happy. And I was kind of, a lot of people are like, well, you're so critical of Biden, or you're so critical of Hillary. Well, what about Obama? I was critical of Obama, and I felt like I was very disillusioned by Obama. And I felt like he did some kind of fascist things. He did re-sign the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, that solidified the Patriot Act and made it so anybody could be labeled an enemy combatant and locked up indefinitely. That was in 2011, I think. And then the whole thing with Trump was crazy, bro. In 2016, I don't know how old you were in 2016, but it was a while ago. It was
I was 21.
It was 10 years ago, you know what I mean? And so the past 10 years, so much has changed. And I almost feel like the platforms of the parties have kind of flipped, and like the counterculture party is kind of now the Republicans. Like, it's really fucking weird, but that kind of is how it feels.
Okay, are you into video essays?
I mean, I'm aware of what a video essay is. I don't know what video essay you're referring to. What are you referring to?
If you have free time, I'm going to send you a link. Watch it if you want in the back chat. But it's a...
Yeah, what is it? Well, I'll watch it, but also you can summarize it maybe.
It talks about the disillusionment. It follows episode of Boondocks. You might have seen this episode where it follows Obama, the dick riding Obama episode.
Is that the one where MLK comes back?
No, that's not one. That one's awesome too. And also it talks about that episode too. But it primarily talks about where Obama becomes president, and Huey's like actually cynical about it. And it talks about how America pretty much used like Obama as a way to like become colorblind, you know. And then after, it's like you gotta watch it because it breaks it down more. But it's really about how Obama showed how unequal America was, because people assumed, oh, we got a black president now, things should be right. Wait a second, they're not. And like it's kind of commentary on how Obama's kind of tokenism in itself. You know, it's symbolic virtue signaling, but it's
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, you know, it's weird because I think because I say this because I think like you can't have Trump without Obama, because I think Trump is kind of a whiplash effect of Obama, because like you'll see so many of these old school like white MAGA people who said they voted for Obama twice, and they mean it, they're dead serious. I'm like, how do you fucking do that? And like
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you can keep going.
I was just going to say real quick that I voted Republican for the first time in my life in 2024. And it felt very weird, and I felt like I was selling out my younger self, and yet at the same time, I felt like Trump was the better option for the things that I currently believe are important. And that's weird. Like, I don't know, my fucking 19-year-old self would be mad at me probably, but that's what I did. I voted for Trump. It was the first time I ever voted Republican. I used to vote Green Party only. And then I voted for, I don't even think I voted for Obama. I think I voted for fucking Jill Stein or whatever. And then I voted for Hillary. And then I voted for Biden. And then I voted for Trump. And I was like, fuck, I thought Biden was like, I don't know, man. The Biden shit was crazy and the COVID shit was crazy, and it's like, fucking A, man. Fucking voted for Trump.
I only voted once. I could have voted 3 times, but I only voted once out of those 3 times. Yeah, I guess that's just the Negro in me, I guess. Don't want to show up to vote. But, you know, because I didn't show up for Hillary or Trump in 2016. But, like, I don't know if you remember, but at the time, it was like that meme culture of like, oh, would it be funny if Trump actually won? Like, dude, like, wouldn't it be funny, like, if he actually won, dude? That'd be, like, hilarious. Because he was just, like, a silly game show guy. So I was, like, kind of like, man, having a celebrity, like, president would be hilarious for, like, 4 years. And then it was like, oh, this is terrible. Like, if Trump was just, like, an Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he's just kind of more of, like, just saying funny quips and stuff, I don't think people would be, like, so bothered by it. Arnie wasn't that bad of a governor, actually. He was pretty cool in my book, besides him pardoning that guy's murderer's son, but that's another topic. Just while you guys are listening, like, so, pretty much Arnold Schwarzenegger, and this is a while ago, years ago. So forgive me if I get certain key points wrong. Look it up yourself later on. But pretty much, one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's like friends, might have been a business colleague, something like that. Someone he was decent, pretty cool, tight with for a while. His buddy's son walked outside of a bar outside like a college town and was wasted drunk and stabbed this other guy to death. I think he was with a buddy too. And I think it's on video too. Outside business. They killed this guy. He got sentenced to like life in prison, or at least like 20 years. Long time. And then Hulk pardoned his ass. Not Hulk, I'm saying Hulk Hogan. I'm just thinking of a bunch of conservative pieces of shit celebrities. But you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger pardoned him. But Hulk Hogan, that is another freaking old school piece of shit, man. My God. Dude, every time I see Hulk Hogan in the news, like he's just doing just even more dumb shit. I remember I saw his son in the news like last year for like drunk driving. I'm like, dude, you're like 40. It's time to stop. Like, come on, man. Like for your health and just like self-respect, like it's time to stop. Like, get a hobby. Like getting fucked up can't be your hobby forever. Lucifer, you there? It's been gone a minute. Democracy Now! Is on cable, really? No, I've only seen it on YouTube though, but that's interesting. If it is, it's small. But I know they have a few new news outlets too, smaller ones. I know there's like an even more like hardcore news outlet that's like apparently more far right than Fox News. I forgot what it's called. But that's broadcasting. But it's so crazy that they're trying to gut the PBS right now, because PBS is pretty neutral. Like PBS has to be neutral. That's why all their news is informal, you know. And that's why PBS people can buy up, because you know at night you can buy up those hour blocks where you can just kind of have your own show. That's why you guys seen late at night when you were younger, probably in cable, like it would be like some guy like talking about the weirdest shit in like some studio. Oh yeah, I was talking to my friend about it. So basically, so you buy it out the time from PBS, right? But then you have to go down to like your local like news station or some shit, and like they offer it to you, and you pretty much rent out the application with the license, and you just can like pretty much talk about whatever. You know. And they can't really take you off air since it's like public broadcasting. I think that's pretty base, you know. And that's why I think it's even more whacked. They're trying to gut PBS. But PBS is like, it's literally public broadcasting. It's for people, by the people. It's representation of the people. That means that means the administration and private institutions, wherever they're from, cannot control it. People as a collective control the broadcasting system. How you gonna fucking silence that? And also, when the news is being reported, it means it has to be honest. Because, like, as we all know, like, American news is majority of all American news is privatized. That's why they're able to lie to us, because they have a profit incentive behind it. When you no longer have a profit incentive, you don't have to like make up the most insane news stories to get traffic, because that's why like news. And that's the same thing with clickbait. All this shit. There's just an issue with how the capitalist system runs in America. You know, because like everything is profit driven, so people throw away logic, honesty, and integrity to get a dollar. But fucking, I'm not perfect either. Everybody's a liar in some type of way. And that Muslim dude told my friend to shut up. He said, well, that was proven not true. QQ, you there? I don't really see this recording as a bad thing. In a way, it'll be like an immortalization, you know? I think it's pretty trippy to think about, like, who knows if YouTube will be around even, like, 20 years from now. But they have that, pretty sure you know about the Internet Wayback Machine. and you can still pretty much go back and find old websites, abandoned YouTube videos, all this stuff. But nothing's ever really forgotten. Essentially immortalized. Like one guy, one jar. That guy will be known for that, like forever. You know, one guy, one jar. Guys, have anything to say to me? The messages, the conversation going until they come back. Dude, I just got this big bag of like gummy worms. I wasn't even thinking about it because I was like, man, I snack on candy quite a bit throughout the week. What if I just get a bigger bag? Save money, right? But man, I should have checked because this shit has fucking red 40 on it, yellow 5, yellow 6, blue 1. What the fuck, dude? Why are they putting all this shit in their candy? This is from Turkey. That's a new one. Okay, Great Value gummy worms are made in Turkey. Okay, wait a second. Nope, still made in Turkey. The rest of it seems fine though. It's like beeswax, palm oil. Oh no, there's artificial flavors. That's gay. Beef gelatin. Oh, that makes sense. Because Muslims don't eat pork. Because pretty sure you guys noticed, but like most candy, like gummies, like shell candy. Oh yeah, jelly beans, like kind of gelatin-based candies. Are bone, because gelatin a lot of it's bone-based, and they use pork and most gelatin.
All right, I'm back.
God damn, you took forever, brother.
Yeah, my mom plays. She just plays the numbers too much. The lottery. I'm not gonna say she played too much. That's her thing, but sometimes I just feel like a little fucking. I went all the way to the store and the motherfucker's closed.
Are you saying at your mom's place?
No, I just come by and visit her and shit. And when I'm visiting, she always asking me to go run an errand like I'm a fucking kid again. You ain't got no job. You ain't doing shit. I'm like, you know what? I'm just being nice because I would tell you fuck off, but I'm being nice.
It's your mom. It's like, I remember I used to get so irritated about it, but then I just looked up one day and I realized my mom was fucking like an older woman. I was like, damn, my mom's like 59 years old. How about I fucking just look after my mom? You didn't know it.
No, I don't see it like that. I mean, I just see it like I have to be the example of what I know, what I'm living out. This character I created, and I'm 100% accountable for my thoughts, actions, and emotions. And it's not her; it's me doing the things that I bring to life. So I can't be mad at nobody. I'm never mad at anybody. I'm just trying to make sense of the shit that humans in their framework, how they operate. It doesn't make, a lot of this shit don't make sense. I'm an alien kind of like looking at this shit like, what the fuck? Like I was thinking when I was walking about what you had said about the situation with being married and that the wife can, like, suppose, okay, I'm an alien. You married an alien under the pretenses of your rules of the land that you claim you live under. Just because I did what I did does not constitute, you still got to live by your own fucking set rules that you claim you live under. Just because I did it don't mean you can go out and you do this. Like, what the fuck? Like, I was thinking about that shit. I'm like, I'm an alien. I don't adhere to this shit. But I was playing, I'm doing what you said you was. You said you love me forever, for better or for worse, for sickness and the health and all that shit. This is what, and I said, what does that shit mean? Oh, I'm a woman of my word. That means I do what I say. This is my God, and we honor our God. Well, why the fuck you didn't honor your God when this shit looked weird to you? Like, y'all give each other like this way out from just being accountable. This shit is fucking odd. But then you want to act like you want to act like you got integrity and morals and shit, and that does not work. It does not add up, bro. It just doesn't, bro. I don't give a fuck how you try to spin that shit. The more you try to spin it, is the more you look like shit to me. Because it's either you have integrity and morals or you don't. There ain't no motherfucking nuance in between based on what I've read and done the research on y'all guidelines and what morals and integrity mean. That means you are to do what the fuck you said you're going to do regardless what I do. Regardless. You're supposed to do what the fuck you said you was going to do regardless of what if I don't do it. But now, the way I understand the way how humans move is, well, you did it, then I can do it too. But you fucked up, then I mean, you fucked up on the contract. I get the fuck up then. Like what? Y'all playing a fucking game, man. Y'all are all playing a fucking game. That shit is wild, bro. And it's not. I'm not trying to get you to be like me. No, there's nobody like me. But I'm just holding you to these rules that you all made, that you claim this is what y'all stand by, would make you who y'all are, that make you feel like you superior than everything else.
I swear, when I be streaming, I tell someone to hold on, they just keep talking, come back, they're still talking.
I don't give a fuck. It's just out. It's out there in the ether. So, I'm just saying, man, y'all humans, bro. Y'all funny as shit to me. There's no reason to get mad at y'all. No reason whatsoever. I'd be a fool to be mad at you. I use the reflection, the passion of my voice is that I'm trying to understand y'all shit ain't holding up. It's not aligning up, right? And somebody has to hold you motherfuckers accountable, because if somebody don't, y'all keep hollering y'all don't want children to keep dying, but yet y'all don't want to change and hold yourself accountable to stop the shit. So my question is, are y'all for it or against it?
Are we supposed to hold other people accountable? Or
you motherfucking right. You're supposed to be holding each other accountable. Y'all operate off the same operating system. That's this language.
But we also have to allow free will in people to make
No. Free will was you made a choice to choose that framework of how you said you would operate. That's the free will choice.
All about choice. Hold on. Your religion is all about choice. What are you talking about?
No. Dave, in your religion as a human is all about what? Choices? Being human is a religion, dog.
No.
It really is. It really, because you know what you say? Human is, we make mistakes. That means you can do what the fuck you want to do when you want to do it.
No, that doesn't. That means you made a mistake. That means, oops, I accidentally pressed the wrong button.
So, okay, oops. There is no such thing as oops, I made a mistake. Everything is intentional.
No, it's not.
Yeah, of course you're not going to say it's not intentional, because then you would have to be held accountable for what the fuck you've done. You don't want to be held accountable.
Okay, so for instance, the soldier that's told that this one building is filled with terrorists, and they're told to drop a missile on it, and then they found out later it was just a bunch of children in a church. Were they self-aware that they killed children before that happened? Clearly no, they weren't. And they shouldn't be guilty for that. It should be the people that told them to do it.
Could they have asked the question as to why they doing it?
No, you're in the military. You actually don't have choice in the military.
Okay. You always have a choice, Dave.
No, you don't.
Yes.
To be
no need to be aggressive, please.
Your choice is to be court-martialed. You know what happens when you're court-martialed in the military?
So you chose to be a servant, correct?
You are a slave. Once you sign on that dotted line and you're in the military, you're a slave, dude.
So when you chose to be a citizen, are you a slave also?
Have you been to the army, military, purple?
No, but I have many family members that have.
Okay, so then you cannot comment, okay? This is like stolen
Yes,
valor.
absolutely can.
Okay.
There's things called books, and you can talk to other people who've experienced it. You
No.
don't have to be in the military and know how the military
Just
operates.
because you were Saving Private Ryan does not mean you now have the ability to comment.
It seems like you watch Saving Private Ryan.
No, I'm a military man. I defend you.
That's a great movie too, man. It's a great movie. But anyways, like the military is not about asking questions. It's about taking orders. And you know that if you actually serve in the military, you know you're supposed to not question your superior officers. You're not supposed to go against their orders.
That is one thing, and there is another asking question.
And that's what I'm talking about.
No, if somebody's qualified to give you...
We're talking about, hold on, let us reframe, because I see that you're trying to go on a stolen valor argument that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. We were talking about choice, right? Are people guilty for the actions of others? Are we morally responsible for the actions of what other people do? Right? So I gave that example because Frank's saying we should be responsible for the actions of others. So I'm saying, if I'm the guy who's in a drum and I press a button that my superior tells me to do, am I responsible for the action he wanted to happen? Are we collectively responsible? Am I responsible for firing a weapon not knowing those children there, or is he responsible for the one who made me do it?
Do what?
Yeah, I believe you are responsible, Purple.
Responsible for what? In this hypothetical?
Everything you do, you're responsible for.
Okay.
He's supposed to be, but he'll find some way not to be responsible.
Exactly. Just own it. Right? You try to shift the blame, just like you try to shift the blame on the military. Right?
And on what military?
Any military.
Yeah, you don't even know what you're talking about. You're being a troll.
Why am I trolling you? I'm giving you. You're
making this about a military argument, like when we're talking about whether people are just responsible for actions. It was a morality philosophical argument, and you're hyper focusing on the military. Thank you for your service.
You who's mentioned the military 5 times now.
Served your country, but this isn't about you sucking the military off and whatever value you have about it. I don't care. I respect you. Nothing that has nothing to do with our conversation, brother. Either
so why are you bringing the military into it?
Either have the current topic with me, or don't talk about it at all. You don't have to talk to me.
Why are you getting all? Why are you getting all?
Why are you acting like
you're so transparent and petty? Anyways, Frank.
Wait, you're being petty and transparent right now.
Yeah, but I'm being honest. He's being passive aggressive.
How do you know he's being passive aggressive? It sounds like you're projecting.
I'm being direct. He's the one being smug and passive aggressive.
I'm asking you questions.
I don't see that.
Anyway, Frank, let's get back to actual moral
stuff. Wait, he asked you some questions, though. I'm curious why you started acting like that.
Because you're trying to get away from the morality conversation.
No, I think you're right.
You called me a troll. Let me how desperate you are to get out of it.
Because you can't handle the morality conversation.
You can't handle the conversation. You're the one hiding from it.
And Frank has done this before, where he depends on other people.
Why are you hiding from the conversation when somebody comes to you with one?
Because there's no conversation, brother.
That's like a ladies' argument. Right?
That does sound like a ladies' argument, Dave.
You sound like somebody's wife, I assure you.
Hold on. Lucifer, don't you fuck Lucifer in the ass or some shit? Aren't you gay? I don't even think
what does that have to do with you talking to having a
conversation with her? You're trying to call me a woman when you suck your own dick in the tent, dude.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, what does that have to do with conversation with you and Han?
You're trying to call someone effeminate when you've done way gay shit.
You're avoiding behavior. You're avoiding behavior.
Okay,
what's sassy behavior, Purple? That's what I'm saying. You get sassy when somebody asks you a question.
You say you get sassy.
Oh my god. Anyways, can we talk about something for real, guys?
Even the color purple sassy, and that's your name.
Come on, guys. Let's actually have an intellectual conversation.
Well, we are trying to, but it is you who's getting all shitty every time I ask you a question.
Okay.
Just be a man and talk.
And I've heard this argument, like this rebuttal saying, "Oh, let's get to a real." I've heard this before from people who stonewall me.
Because people actual subject.
No. I'm talking about what you're doing right now to Han.
I'm not talking about Lucifer, this persona. I'm talking about Frank Lewis right now. Right? I want to finish the morality conversation that was actually fun.
We are, but what I'm saying
I don't want to get into a
morality. You don't have any morals, Dave. You don't have any integrity. You're gonna move, and by any means necessary, you're gonna try to win this conversation.
That's not true. I do have.
That's absolutely true. I already know how you move.
What? Hold on, wait. You've already gone way lower levels of that. What you said to Beth earlier about children, she had to leave the call, and you're saying
Beth probably had something. Beth probably wanted to go play with her vibrator.
No.
You don't know what Beth had.
No.
You just know she left the conversation.
She had to fucking chat
Beth was not offended, man. I promise you, Beth wasn't offended.
Yes, she was.
Beth has heard.
She literally reacted to what you're saying, dude.
That's what you think, right?
No, she verbally
reacted. Okay, let me say this. Let me ask you this. Are you human?
I'm a Homo sapien.
Okay, is it possible that Homo sapiens make mistakes?
Yes.
So is it possible that everything that you're stating about what you think about Beth, you could be incorrect?
And yes, the same.
Okay, so how do you stand so sure on something that's incompetent?
Based on the evidence of the conversation that occurred.
There was no evidence. Only evidence is present.
Based on the evidence of the conversation that was recorded that people can listen to after this, of her profanely reacting to your conversation about children, and then promptly leaving after. And that's not the first time. And hold on, stop. That's not the first time. That's not the first time a woman has reacted. It's not the first time a woman has reacted to you saying something great.
Well, you're a reactor, right?
Dude, you always. Well, no, women just leave and they get offended. Like once Frank says something to women, they'll be like, "Oh, I can't believe you say that."
You don't leave. You just keep skirting around the conversation.
I'm just not interested in talking to you.
That's exactly. You're doing it again.
Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead and talk. What do you want to talk about?
I don't have anything to say if you're gonna get sassy.
Come on, what do you? I'm giving you attention. You want attention, young lady. What do you want?
You who needs the attention, my lady.
This European is trying to have sex with me right now.
It all comes down to
homosexuality. He's conversating with you. He's trying to talk to you.
I'm trying to talk to him. I'm like,
you're just screaming every 2 minutes.
Okay, what do you want to talk about?
Nothing.
Okay, so can I talk to Frank without you being petty?
Well, stop being sassy.
You are the gayest person on this call.
Again, you go keep going being gay.
Stop being sassy. You realize how you sound right now? Okay, you're calling. Stop. Oh my God. Is that a picture of Joseph Stalin in his younger years? Is that a picture of Joseph Stalin in his younger years?
I'm busy. I'm not going to talk to you yet.
It's a picture of Joseph Stalin. Oh my God. People are so ridiculous, man. Grown ass adult. Anyways,
you know what's funny is that you just did the same thing and it was okay when you did it.
What do you mean?
You did the same thing he just did, and then now you calling him immature, right? Because of being a grown ass adult. But you just displayed what he just did. When he was like, I'm not going to talk to you right now. And then you made a comment.
That's because I was trying to talk to you. Okay,
don't get aggressive.
He interrupted a mid-sentence. I was talking to you about a specific subject, and he tries to interject and try to do a segue to a relevant subject to create an argument.
You interjected as well.
And then I decided to, fine, dude, you want my attention. What do you want to talk to me about? And then he had nothing to say, because he has nothing to say.
But you spent like 5 minutes fighting.
His goal is to be trolled. His goal is not to say anything productive. His goal is to be annoying. That's what trolls do.
But no. Trolls don't try to be annoying. You are the one that get annoyed and then you demonize us.
Someone is doing something irritating.
Okay, so Dave, hold on, Dave. The person that irritates you is you first. You're the first person that irritates yourself.
Please go suck your own dick.
And then you project that irritation out on someone else.
No, Frank actually sucked his own dick, for real.
But do you understand what I'm saying? You are the first person who irritates yourself. And you're not looking at
We're
that
not
that
talking
way.
about cosmic stuff. We're talking about the actions of interpersonal relationships.
And that is the actions of an interpersonal relationship. You're not holding this. Okay, you got first person, you got first person, second person, and third person.
Frank, let me finish my sentence. An interpersonal relationship is actions between two people, how you treat each other. I know in your narcissistic world you like to pretend your actions do not affect others, but when people have a relationship with others, our effects and our actions will affect each other and what we say and what we do to each other, how it affects the relationship, whether you like it or not.
Okay, now in what you just said, an interpersonal relationship, you heard of, I guess in humans grammar, it's first person, second person, and third person. Is that true?
Yeah, I don't remember what second person is.
Okay, exactly. You don't know who the second person is because you keep ignoring them. And that's what's funny. Can I finish? Now, can you let me finish a sentence? See, you don't practice. You
realize you suggest the way you respond to people is pretty disrespectful and makes them seem unintelligent.
All disrespected.
So, what up, Marlo? So, all right, let me finish my sentence. So you got first person, second person, and third person. The interpersonal relationship that you are talking about is from the first and second. The first comes from the ether, if you will, the metaphysical, and then you create the emotion within self. That's first and second.
No, you're just doing pseudo. No, that's woo-woo shit. No, we're talking about psychology. You're doing fucking new science.
Can I finish? Can I at least finish? I let you finish. Let me finish.
I'm gonna let you say the thing.
So, okay, you got first person, second person. You created the emotion within self, right? And then the third person is how you show up between that two relationship that you had.
That's not what third person is.
Hold on.
No, that's not what. No, because when you're talking about third person, like let's say in writing terms, right? The first person is from your perspective. It's how you're seeing the world. Third person is how other people see you in that world. Like, so when you're reading a book and it says Karen picked up the book and Karen flipped to page 9, that is third person. And first person is when I read the book and my name is Karen and I love books. That's first person. I don't know what second person is, to be fair. I forgot, but I know what those two are, and they're not.
I think that's the issue, Dave. You haven't found the second person, and that's important.
No, neither of us know.
Because I know who the second person is. You don't know who the second person is, and you need to find it. And it's finish. It's humans like yourself, Dave, that doesn't know what a second person is. So the interpersonal relationship is bullshit. It's null and void.
Dude, stop using
one times 0 equals 0. It's supposed to be 1 times 1 equals 1, dipshit. It's not adding up, Dave. 1 times 0 equals 0. You're canceling out what you're saying.
Okay, the second person.
Why is it every time somebody talks, you just scream over them?
Didn't you just do that? Anyway, so the second
okay, you constantly do it. Every time somebody makes a point, you start to scream.
I'm literally talking right now. You're doing it again, brother.
I don't care if you're talking because you constantly start to scream when anybody says a point you don't like. You're doing it right now again. I'm calling you out on it, and you scream like a lady. This is how ladies argue.
Are you a communist? Yeah, are you a misogynist? Because it seems like that.
Look, with this voice, I think you cannot be calling people names. You have a very feminist voice.
You hate women. Wrong with women, sir.
You sound like maybe a boy of 13 or 14 years of age.
Ironically, he's most likely a 14-year-old.
So ironically, you probably like 13-year-olds. That's probably the irony here.
Oh, shit. What the hell is going on? What the hell? Actually, Frank's the one who thinks children can consent.
But you don't think that an individual can consent? So you are for overriding someone's consent, correct? That's interesting. So you are basically saying, I have authority over you. That's some slave master shit. And I thought, well, I have nothing wrong with slavery, technically, because I am your master. So if I hated slavery, then I would hate myself.
What is your take, Frank? Tell on your take about people being molested by molesters and all that stuff.
What did I say? What are you talking about?
It's the one that
like asking the person, like that no one asked like when I was a kid and I was fucked. No one asked me if I liked it, because if they did, I would have said yes. And it wouldn't have mattered because somebody like you would have overridden what I thought was right by me.
Well, to add more to it, you're kind of leaving that pill apart that you were saying many children do enjoy it, not just you. You were saying.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm a child and I enjoy it, I'm quite sure that if there are other children that enjoyed it. So what's wrong with saying that? I'm being honest about me. When I was a kid, I was getting fucked.
Really,
I enjoyed it.
You know a term called grooming, where children. That's
the same thing as parenting. What you do is you're doing
that. No. Well, hold on. Let me finish for real.
Yeah.
What you're talking about is grooming. Grooming is a tactic that's done by child molesters where they lull a child into friendship and safety, and they normalize behaviors where the child would think these actions the adult is doing with them is playtime or actions of love.
So isn't that the same thing as a parent and being a parent? They think that what they're doing is looking out for the child.
A parent does not exploit children like that.
A parent does exploit a child. What are you talking about, Dave?
No, it's not. No, it doesn't. Not a good child. Not a good parent.
Good child. Listen to you.
Not a good parent.
Not a good parent. What's a good parent, Dave?
A good parent supports their child and the best they can with their life and keeps their child safe from people inside the household and outside of it.
Now let me ask you a question. If a child had God in his life, why would it need to be? Why would it, for a parent to tell a child that it's not God in the flesh? Do you think that's keeping that child safe, or keeping that child under control?
Even Jesus needed a mother, dude.
I'm asking you a question. You're not answering it. I'm asking you if you knew you
I don't think.
Okay. If you knew,
I don't think a mother not calling her child God is damaging to the child. No.
Okay, so you don't think it's damaging for a child to be dependent on the external stimuli and not be 100% accountable. Is that correct? Because that's what you're grooming a child to do.
See, that's what we're talking about with death and all of them earlier. You think children are like instantaneously know everything in the world, and they don't. A child's brain is developing. Like a person's brain doesn't fully mature until they're 25. So
who said
Who the fuck said that?
Where do you get your data from?
People who study the human brain, psychologists.
Whose ass did you take that data out of?
No,
where'd you get that data from? And did you cross-examine that data for the person who said that?
Yeah, I actually went to college for it. I studied it.
Okay, but did you cross-examine the person that you got the data from?
It's from academic journals, and academic journals are peer.
Which academic journal? I'm a clinical psychologist and psychiatrist. You tell me which journal.
It's cross pretty common knowledge what this is, dude.
It's bullshit. That's what it is.
Why is it?
I'm not even gonna warrant an answer, but please continue.
No, you're smart. No, sir.
Well, I mean, because some of the shit you saying, Dave, because you went to school, you did not cross-examine where you got the data from. So there, you take whatever you've heard from somebody giving a textbook, and that's your God.
Frank, you just say things to people and want them to believe you. That's
it's not. No, Dave. I'm trying.
Frank, Frank, you literally say you don't talk to anybody else. You develop all your thoughts in an echo chamber. And you realize that makes you at a disadvantage too, Because when you don't interact with other people, you don't
actually,
hold on, wait, let me finish, Mr.
Hold on, get sassy again. Let him finish.
When you don't trade ideas with people, you become stagnant. That means other people develop further with their knowledge, and you remain with yours because you're not developing and keeping up pace with other people. So I know you think your method of just sitting up there and philosophizing and jerking yourself off means you're right, but it doesn't.
Okay, so it's
The
not
most
a matter.
important-
It's not
the most important
it's
people learn from others and work together, not thinking that everything is shutting.
okay. So it's not a matter of being right. I am trying to make sense of your logic, where you get your data from. I am asking you to. I am cross-examining. What you are presenting as truth, I am cross-examining and find out the source, where you get the source from. Did you cross-examine the source? If you
Frank,
did,
where are your sources? It's really funny because in this kind of conversation, at least I brought up somewhere I got my information from or why I'm confident in this information, right? You have referenced nothing. You literally self-admit you only get this from yourself.
Listen, okay, so
no,
I'll tell you.
provide one source since you're the host.
I am the source. I'm the source.
See, yeah, and have you gathered
and
that?
I'm perfectly made. I'm perfect. Are you perfect?
No, I don't think anybody's perfect.
You're not perfect, exactly. So won't you shut the fuck up and listen to somebody who's
You're
perfect?
not perfectly made though.
But that's coming from someone who doesn't think they're perfect. Why would you think anything more than anything else? Why would
because
you think anything?
The person with humility and knowledge knows they're not perfect.
You don't even have integrity, Dave. What the fuck are you talking about?
I have integrity. I take care of my blind grandmother and my mother all the time.
That doesn't mean you have integrity.
You leech off every single person you know and jerk off in a tent by yourself. Who are you to judge me in any context?
I think he's jealous you're jacking off in a tent.
Actually, I kind of am because that sounds kind of awesome. At least to take a week off and just chill on the camp.
You can't do that. You have to pay
I got
you have to pay bills. You have to. You're a slave to the 9 to 5. You got to make that money, right? You feel good about that, right?
Yeah, I'm actually proud of that. I'm happy I'm able to help.
All right, be proud that you are a sex worker. You're a sex worker. You're my bitch. I love you. Keep making me rich.
Oh yeah, Love Hard Network, multi-millionaire, lives in a tent.
Yeah, I'm on my own land. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do.
That's not your land, dude. They can kick you off anytime they want to. You're squatting.
No, Dave, you don't know who I am. You really don't know who
I am.
Are you
on your mom's? Frank, the only way this is true is, are you on your mom's property right now or something?
I'm on my property.
You own property.
Yes, a shitload of it. A shitload of it.
Suddenly you own property.
Dave, I've lied to you all this whole time.
Sure. So when you had scabies all over your cheeks for months last year in 2023, for pretty much a year and a half, I don't know if you still have scabies. I hope you don't. That was just for the bit.
When did I have scabies though? I'm just curious though. When I don't recall.
So it's like I remember around the summer of 2023.
You saw my face and you thought it was scabies. Yeah,
it was on Instagram Live.
Okay, so did you actually come touch my face and see it was scabies?
No, you don't have to touch it. You can literally just see it. It's visual.
Oh, okay. So it is possible that I could have put a filter, or I could have been active.
No, you were in the process of being kicked out of a store. Store you were using Wi-Fi at the time. A restaurant.
Where was I at? You talking about Panera Bread?
I don't know, some type of fast food restaurant. They finally. You said like you were. I think it was enough. You had you can't stand women. So some woman at the front desk, you said you pissed her off, and then she kicked you out. I'm pretty sure you said something inappropriate.
But you understand? I own those stores. You ever seen Undercover Boss?
You're right, and that's what I was. So you got kicked out of your own restaurant and banned.
Dave, I have to know what's going on. I got to do this called reconnaissance. You ever heard about that? Like undercover work. What's funny? What's funny though? What's funny?
That means you're permaban from your own restaurant.
No, I wasn't. I'm not banned from it.
Yes,
I
you
don't
are.
need to eat the food.
They are. They banned you. The police literally walked you out. You were banned from the establishment.
I understand. Dave, I gotta put on. You believed it, right? That means it
No.
worked. You believe, Dave.
So
you just
really
be honest.
We're going to believe that you got a whole department to waste police
I'm a good
resources.
actor, Dave.
Okay.
Didn't I tell you I was an entertainer?
Frank, you were.
What?
You
Talk to
were
me.
at the restaurant.
And you don't. And I own the restaurant, Dave.
Got it. You own the restaurant.
I own a lot of shit, Dave. A lot.
Got it.
I'm like what they call a trillionaire, like one of the wealthiest men in the world.
There's no trillionaires in the world, not yet.
All right, Dave. Yeah, I'm lying. I'm lying right now. I'm just fucking with you, Dave. Does that make you feel better? You feel better to know that I'm a piece of shit like you, and then we're all pieces of shit, right?
I don't think you're a piece of shit. I just don't like when people try to talk down on me when they have shit on their hands too.
Wait, I try to talk down on you when I'm trying to ask you information to prove your point. You just don't like to get caught.
Well, the way you engage with people through level of narcissism, by the way, self-admit you're a narcissist, and I've known you for a while, longer than anybody.
Yeah, I am. I'm an asshole.
I'm telling you, you have to be self-aware.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
now let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question.
You are in a self-echo chamber a lot of times, and you can think you know everything, and the way you speak to some people, you can speak down to people. Like,
okay. It sounds condescending, you're saying?
Yeah.
So is it my problem what you eat?
Kind of like the opposite. You're kind of opposite of a holy roller Christian who kind of does the whole bless your heart hard Christian routine.
So you're saying
they just don't get it, you know.
So am I too direct, or I'm not indirect enough?
Oh no, you're perfectly direct. Don't stop being direct. I think that's awesome.
But then if you telling me I got to be careful because it hurts other people's feelings, or I can offend other people.
It's not about you being honest about what you think. It's about how you say it.
It's not what you say; it's how you say it.
Yeah, even I had to learn that. Even my therapist had to tell me.
Oh man!
You have a therapist. That makes sense now.
Yeah, because I was like, damn,
all comes together now. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm self-aware. I'm going to reflect on myself and some people. So, speaking
You're
of
not self-aware. You have problems, like I've been telling you earlier. To talk about it, I give you the feedback.
Everybody has problems. Everybody has problems.
Oh, you have some severe communication problems. You have a lot of anxiety. You behave like a lady in an argument.
Got it. That was really late. And for me to answer my question, what is the issue with women?
Well, he said you're behaving like a lady.
You're the one who behaves like one.
Because women have a tendency as an avoidance behavior. They make a big scene so they don't answer the question. And that's what you're showing. You're showing that behavior.
The thing about you two, you're not really answering the real questions. That's when I actually try to pose a real conversation to Hans. He never has one because he's a troll. Like, if you behave like this,
it's very easy to use that.
Hans, if you behave like this with women, we don't talk to you. And you behave just like a nerdy ass white boy, you get no pussy on.
You just end up screaming like a girl every time.
Nobody's
you're in a difficult situation.
My voice. I live with people in my house. If I was screaming, people would hear me. Sorry that I have
very feminine voice. If you scream, the whole street will hear you. I assure you.
That's interesting.
I know your houses are small in those Warsaw ghettos over there, but my house is pretty big, and so is my neighborhood. No one's gonna hear me.
How big is your house?
I don't live in cement blocks like Han does.
How big is your house? How many square feet is it?
I'm not telling you. Okay.
You can tell me how many square feet your house is.
This is, by the way, this is turn a new leaf. I'm not telling people that much vivid information.
Why not? What are you scared of now? You're talking again, and then he asks you, your ass fell out.
The square footage, Dave, that's nothing.
Hell no, people are crazy on here. I'm not telling shit.
You know why, Lucifer? He doesn't even understand the concept of square footage. That is why he cannot answer it.
Yeah, sure.
That could be it. Is that what it is?
Of course it is. Freedom for the in his life and not understand it. He's gonna Google it now and tell us in a moment. US ChatGPT.
I don't have ChatGPT. I have DeepAI.
So you don't want to disclose how many square foot footage.
I don't like disclosing.
You know when you met me on stereo. You know when you met me on stereo, I was standing at
Can I finish my sentence for real, Frank? Like,
oh, go ahead.
Why are you getting angry
like,
again? What is
I'm
with
just
this tone?
saying different things about my life, dude. Like, it's okay to jump around, but like, it's just none of your business. You don't need to know all my details about my house and my neighbor. It's none of your business.
Well, I didn't ask
He
about
asked you to square footage, nothing else. Be not as good. Again, you're being a lady. You're avoiding the questions again.
Yeah, you are deflecting.
It's called right of privacy. I know in your shitty ass country. We call things called amendments here.
I call it the lady hiding.
We have the rights. Yeah, right. So does Joseph Stalin. That's why you have a picture of him, dude.
Yeah.
Are you gonna fill
Every time I ask you a question, it's all sassy if you don't answer it. It's a really weak tactic.
Are you a communist? Are you gonna fess up or what?
Look at that. Hiding your tracks again, throwing questions on
So
top.
who's the guy hiding his tracks again, not fessing up on the topic? Who's running away now?
Hiding again.
Are you a communist? Instead of doing 6th grade insults about whether I'm gay, are you a
I'm not
communist?
6th grade, I'm telling you, you're just constantly hiding.
Wait, what's wrong with 6th graders? You have a
It's
problem
not.
with 6th graders?
It's not fair to act like a 6th grader when you're grown.
Why is it? What's wrong with acting like a 6th grader?
Because you're a grown adult, responsibilities should be
I'm
able to
not
increase.
grown.
You should
grown.
be able to engage with people in
If I
intellectual
live,
manner.
if I live Dave, if I live forever, that means
Frank,
what
you're not
I am right now is nothing.
Frank, you're not going to live forever. I'm sorry. It's bad.
Are you sure of that?
I'm positive.
Well, okay, you want to put some money on it?
Damn
How much
straight.
you want to put some money on it that you die before me?
Well, I didn't bet on that. I was bet you're gonna die. I didn't bet if you're gonna die before me. I'm not betting on that. You changed the term of the agreement.
Wait a minute. So you want to bet that I die, but you don't want to bet that you die before me?
Yeah, because the agreement.
The agreement is what you're saying.
The agreement was whether he would die, not whether he would die.
The agreement is in your world that I'm gonna die also with you, correct?
No, if you end up dying, I keep my $20, and if you die,
So wait, in your realm, do you die?
Yeah.
Okay, that's premeditated murder, right?
No.
No, you're not premeditated on that.
No, it's no entity.
So how do you if you're not premeditating on?
Frank, I don't believe in the afterlife. I don't think there's some supernatural entities.
Right, that's fine, but you do believe.
Hold on, and I finished the idea because I'm trying to. You always stop asking me multiple questions. Let me finish an idea, dude.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you, dude, is like, I don't believe in afterlife. So I don't think there's some like grand scheme to life. I don't think there's some evil or bad entity in the afterlife planning for me to die. The universe is cold and empty, and it has no feeling. That means it doesn't have a bad or good. It doesn't give a shit if you die. It's a natural biological process. It's not like some evil thing. Nobody's planning for you to die. You just will.
Okay, so nobody's planning for you to die. You just will. That sounds like a plan right there.
That's a bar too. I like that.
That's a plan, dog. You just made a plan. You said you're gonna die. That's your will. Thy kingdom come and thy will be done.
Lucifer, you still living in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, what's up, baby?
How are you?
You sending your goons over here?
You want me to send some goons?
Somebody's goons came over here and shot up one of the houses I'm at.
What?
Yeah. Because I told them. Because I was defending because I told them I did not agree with what they was doing was beating up these they were playing like they were 13-year-old boys, and they were talking nasty to a man, and then when the man showed up to meet the boy, then they started whooping his ass. So and I said I don't agree with this shit, and I gave them my motherfucking address. Like, come over my house with that bullshit. Come over my house and yell at
Why are
shit.
you giving people your address to fight you? That don't make no sense.
Because I don't have anything to hide. There's nothing to hide. I'm not afraid of the vigilante motherfuckers, but they gonna come by and shoot up the place. They ain't gonna come. That's some cowardly shit to me.
Comedian, have you met Lucifer comedian? Comedian, he's just as whacked out as you.
I mean, I don't give a fuck, man. I gave him my social security number on Twitter.
I've known
It's crazy.
for 4 years.
I put my social security number. I'll give you my social security number now. You want it?
No, I don't want your social security number, sir.
No, because do you hide that type of shit?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's my number.
Frank, why don't you go on TikTok or on Twitch? You would get a huge following. Like, people love locales. Do you know what locale is?
What's locale?
A locale is pretty much your cow for laughs. They're milking you for laughs instead of for dairy. So basically,
okay.
Yeah, so locale is just kind of a quirky personality where they pretty much have a fan base that laughs at them.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you're okay with people laughing at you, you make a lot of money, dude.
They're gonna laugh at you, Carrie. They're gonna laugh.
Like, basically, you'll say, I'll eat this, like, hot peppers or, like, hot spicy food.
Oh, you mean like doing stupid shit, like eating hot peppers and shit.
Yeah.
Just doing like stunts.
You don't have to do that, Frank. Just be you.
I know, dude. I was on, here's the thing, right? I don't want to be famous a bunch of idiots. It's just dumb. They're a bunch of humans are a bunch of fucking idiots. They don't think. They think they're superior, and they don't use common sense, bro. So it's just like, why would I want to be famous amongst a bunch of idiots? But then again,
that's what makes you human. You said all the things you are, dude.
No, that's not me. I'm perfectly made, right? Listen.
You think you're superior?
Listen, I don't think. I know I am.
Oh my God.
You see, I even got Wednesday laughing. I even got you laughing because Dave, you all are my audience. Like, you think I'm a piece of shit, right? That don't have no money, that live in the woods.
No, I don't think you're a piece
right?
of shit. I just think you need a hug.
So she thinks I need a hug, right? But the point of the matter is I'm entertaining. Am I not entertaining? I like to create content. I create content. This is what I do. I'm a creator.
Yeah, but why do you always pick platforms that have such low footsteps? Like, you should get on live streaming platforms. You just can't get too wild. Like,
I'm on Apple, Spotify, all the podcasts, you name it. It's on.
No, I'm talking about live streaming.
Live streaming, I'm on Love Heart Network on YouTube. I'm on Instagram, TikTok. I do live streams. But that's all coming, Dave. I'm trying to get y'all ready for me because I got a potty mouth.
No.
Right? Yes, Dave, right now.
Certain things you just can't say if you want to be successful.
No, Dave, no. I'm very successful. I can say what I see. Have you ever talked to your boss in private?
No, I don't want
to. To your boss?
Well, Wednesday, you talk to balls. I'm talking about his boss. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I do not.
When was the last time you sucked a cock?
Oh, my God. You're disgusting, sir.
See, look. Now she about to... I just asked you, when was the last time you sucked a cock? What is disgusting about sucking a cock?
When's the last time you sucked a cock, Lucifer?
I sucked my cock last night.
So disgusting.
You asked, right? I told you. You wanted to know. Like,
would that be... Wait. So the question is, would that be considered masturbating or something gay?
Either or. I'm all of it. I'm okay with it, all of it. Like jizzing in my mouth and everything.
Oh!
Wait, why are you saying ugh? So you don't eat your husband's semen?
Oh my God, I'm gonna get out of here.
I know how to get rid of Wednesday. She come here, I'll be like, semen. Jizz, it's a jizz fest. Right here live. We're eating semen.
No, Lucifer, no, really, how are you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Maintaining? What you been up to? You remember Doomer Dave from Stereo, right?
Yeah, I know. He's purple.
Oh, okay. You remember her? You remember Wednesday, Dave?
Yeah, I remember her.
How can you forget me?
Did you remember when she was on my show? She was talking shit to me.
No.
Yeah.
On stereo.
I always talk shit to everybody in that app. What are you talking about? You're not the only special.
Were you one of the ones that
I've
reported me?
argued with fucking Doomer so many times.
Were you one of the ones that reported me?
No. No, I wasn't.
I thought that shit was
I didn't report you.
Yo, did you hear what A&N did? They created a clip and they put it on Instagram, which is circulating still, about me being a pedophile.
Wait, what?
Yeah. What they did was so what they did was, you remember Dave, the kids.
I gotta get out of here. I can't.
All right, see you later.
You can't come in here.
You remember those people was coming.
I gotta go. You can't be handled. Nobody can handle Lucifer. He's just too much.
You remember those people was coming. They had the kids coming in, and I was going to different rooms and shit, just getting to know everybody and just trying to get them calculated to the app.
Real quick, Frank. I think Snurf's trying to come up.
He can come up.
Yeah, little Snurf.
Who's coming up? Oh, Snurk.
And he's got the isn't that a stereo app face?
Yeah.
That's a major commitment.
Major commitment. Are you coming up, Snurk, or what? I hate that comedian is recording this. I hate you, comedian.
Why do you hate to be recorded? What's wrong with you?
Because he's always recording somebody.
The app and open it again.
What you say? Because of what now?
It might be better that people are being recorded more because, like, it might make people chill out a bit more.
No, he puts people on freaking YouTube.
Does he cut it up, edit it, and all this stuff?
I don't know what he does, but he got 400 accounts.
Sound like that motherfucker got ADHD.
Comedian Wednesday.
What's up, cool guy? How you doing?
Snurk.
Hello, yes.
Why are you making posts about me on the hood? And I know it's you because I just spoke to you yesterday and you put a freaking post on me on stereo.
What the hell are you talking about, Liz? That is the fucking post about you. Shut the fuck up. What post?
You did.
What post? What did I say?
So what's going on? What's going on in stereo anyway? How's things over there?
Oh my God, I've heard like something about Baby OG and John hooked up.
Baby OG and John. Wait, y'all know what's his name? Biddy Boom Boom. He passed away, right?
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah, Biddy Boom Boom. Matter of fact, he was hanging out with what's her name? Sexy Red and what's that chick name, man? Fuck. It was some chick. Oh, man, I forgot her name. But they was kind of like messing with each other at the time, and she pulled a move and kicked Biddy Boom Boom out of her house. And
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You remember that?
With her and everything like that. Yeah.
I remember he said he was homeless randomly out of nowhere. And I was like,
yeah.
He died, like froze to death or something?
No. Something about like he was in an emergency for a while or something.
Yeah, I would think he died from just a broken heart, just fucked up.
It wasn't a broken heart because he was already in another relationship.
No, I'm just not with her, but just saying in general, like started off young, like and going through a lot of shit and just never able to mend the hurt, the pain, and it just.
You see, sometimes Lucifer says some really cool philosophical shit, and then next you know he's gonna talk about jizz.
What? What are you talking about Wednesday? just saying, it's just an observation. I'm looking at humanity, and I'm looking at the code of human, and it's a parasitic code. It's a spiral.
Don't get up. I'm sorry, Lucifer. Please forgive me. Snurk. Just admit that you did that post about me.
No, get fucked. What is it about? I didn't do any post.
He said, "Get fucked."
I didn't do a post recently. That's all. I don't need any extra.
There was a post
I've
about
got a
me.
Pokemon card made about me. I've got a diss track going around me. I haven't fucking heard it yet.
Yeah.
Shit to do with.
What's the big deal?
The post. I haven't even done a post.
I mean, I'm not on. I don't really care. I'm not on.
What's the post say? And I'll look into it.
Something about fuck it, who cares? Malik in Uptown.
You want me to own up to just anything? There's a secret.
No, something about Malik in Uptown. Push the spicy Latina Wednesday away. That's why she's no longer on stereo kind of shit.
Okay, it wasn't me. You know who it was. Everyone else was me.
I used to think it was so funny how, people would come into my shows and be like, "Oh, we love your shows, you're so awesome." And then when I started cursing everybody out, they were like, "Fuck you, never liked your ass anyway."
I like this that it's you. I thought it was the other Lucifer when I first saw him.
Yo, that shit was so. I remember that time I put a white face and I was walking around calling everybody nigger. I was like, "Yeah, nigger, that's right, nigger."
Dude, you are such a fucking coon, Frank. Like, I still love you, man.
That shit was hilarious, bro. Did you remember when I did that day?
No, I just remember.
Yo, that shit was funny as fuck. It was me and matter of fact, Life with Coop, she gave me the idea. I was over at her house and she was like, you should a white face and just go off on them. Because we used to go out, her and I used to go out, and she used to call me nigger at like the bar and shit. Oh, that shit would be so funny. We see people faces and shit, how they would act, and like, white people turning red, black people turning red. Like, the shit was hilarious. I should have videotaped that shit. That would have been some good content. To watch people's face when a white girl called a black man a nigger, or what I perceive to be as a black man.
Oh yeah, he likes race play. He's Shannon Sharp. You're like with Shannon Sharp. You like being called nigger.
Oh, Skip. Hold up, Skip. Let me tell you something. I don't know what you're talking about. You understand? You gonna make me want to. You gonna get choked, girl. You gonna have to get choked. Now.
Yeah, that was crazy, dude. I was like, whoa.
That shit's all staged. It's all staged.
Did you hear that recording of Shannon Sharp with the white?
Yeah, that was crazy.
I don't think that shit is staged. It's too obvious.
No, what was staged? I'm gonna be honest with you, Lucifer. When the noise with the sex.
The first one, that
was
wasn't gay or some shit.
Yeah, that was staged.
No,
but this one's not staged.
Come on, you really believe that this nigga would be that stupid?
Yes, let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because he's an older man, right?
Okay.
He's an older man. He's like, I'm about to be 60, probably a midlife crisis. This little perky, pretty OnlyFans girl. You know what I mean?
Gosh. So you feel like he fell for the.
But I think she did trap him though. She in a sense that she started recording shit or whatever.
Wednesday, he gets so much pussy. Why would he make the exception with this bitch? Why?
Well, maybe she has talent. I don't know.
Come on, man. Ain't that much motherfucking pussy.
Maybe she knows how to.
Ain't that much head. Yeah, listen, I got my dick sucked by a tranny.
Oh my God! I don't want to.
What's the fuck?
What? I told you about that story. Y'all know.
No.
That nigga sucked the fuck out my dick.
Oh my
God. Something better than a bitch has. I ain't never. That's the best head. The best head I got was from a man. Well, actually, yeah. That shit was amazing. That shit was fucking amazing, son. I was just like, fuck. I looked at that nigga. I had to smoke a cigarette. Like, damn, nigga. Like,
whoa,
nigga,
man.
just call. Here's my number, nigga. Call me tomorrow, nigga.
Oh my God. Can you keep comedian though? Can you let me say anything?
Say what? What you say?
Can you kick him out? He's not even saying anything.
Who?
Comedian.
He's all right with me, man. Look, don't be scared. Like, chill out. Live a little bit, Wednesday. Live a little bit. You'll be all right.
I think that's the culture.
When he's not recording.
I've entered rooms.
He's not recording no one.
500
You
people.
will know nothing of this man.
Even if he was, all shows that I'm in, I'm recording. Y'all didn't know I'm recording. I'm followed by a special group. I'm followed by the Alien Elite. You ever heard of the Elite?
The Alien Elite.
Like,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
the one
Frank
percenters.
is on Spotify. Frank is on Spotify, so if you've been on Frank calls, like his long calls on stereo, you might be on Spotify.
Yeah, like that's my crowd is the Elite. So it's not. I don't look for thousands, millions of followers. I don't give a fuck about them. My family is the Elite. We are one.
Elite. Okay.
Yes, I'm like the Howard Stern. Like you ride on the yacht. You want to listen to, like, you got to go from one island to the next. You want to listen to some podcast shit, some wild shit like Howard Stern, but even like dirtier than Howard Stern. That's me.
Dude, man, Howard Stern, when he first came out, he was the most talked about news guy in the world at one point.
Who?
Howard Stern when he first came out.
Oh yeah.
Man, I wish I was alive when he first was like really big and everything. Because all I see is just like the old videos on YouTube of all the shit that was going on. And it just seems so wild.
Who? With Howard Stern?
Yeah. And
he was crazy when he first came out.
He slowed down though. He used to well, he's on satellite radio, XM. Yeah. So he still operates within, like, he doesn't go hard.
Yeah.
Like me, I go hard in the paint.
Yeah, he's definitely softened up in older years.
Howard Stern got everything for me.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm telling you, Howard Stern is
There's
like...
no drama today on
Howard
stereo.
Stern
I went in
is
there and there's no drama.
He's like the white version of me.
I don't know about what today is for you.
He's like the
You're
white
the troublemaker, Snark. King Petty don't like you.
King Petty. Oh, that's you talking about Roy, what's his name? Roy?
Yeah.
Roy Truth. Oh, I haven't talked to Roy Truth. You know Roy Truth, he hate me too. I don't know why he hate me so much.
Yeah, he's not a diss track about me.
Wait.
No one can hear it because everyone.
Doomer and Lucifer, do you remember when that guy, the gay guys, accused Roy Truth of like being gay? I'm starting to think Roy Truth is gay.
Can I have some more detail about that, please? Because I believe it. I've heard other little things said as well.
Man, I used to talk to Roy. He used to, but you know what he did? That motherfucker would do some slick shit though. But he used to call me and want us to do, like, because we did Outwitting the Devil together. Do you remember that book? But anyway, we read the book, which it was a pretty awesome, amazing recording. You probably catch it on his time. I think my account is still up, but I think it is. I had over like 3,000.
No, Lucifer, you've been banned like me.
Oh, it's completely gone?
Yeah.
Because I had over like 3,500 shows, 3,600 shows. And it was fucking amazing. Great fucking content. I mean, so absolutely. It ain't gone. You know that, right? Stereo keeps that shit.
Yeah. But I meant, like, if I look for it, I can't find it.
Oh, okay. I can always pull it up when it's time. I'll just have my boys go retrieve my shit when it's time. But it's not time right now. Not yet. But it's gonna be off the chain.
Did OJ do it?
And you guys, all of you are...
OJ did it. OJ did it.
Yeah, I'm kind of starting to believe OJ did it too.
Starting to.
Why would you think...
documentaries and shit on it?
Why would you think he would kill her? Why?
Of course, Frank's pro.
I'm asking guys, why do you think... Why do you think...
He's so white woman. Sex with another man, that's why.
I mean, do you know that, like, in that arena, right, with the to be in Hollywood. I mean, to watch people fucking. You can't be mad that your wife wants to suck some dick in front of you. Right?
I think it's because you partake in the occasional threesome.
Yeah, like, I mean, I've been
but you have been playing with your fucking wife.
Have you ever been
the
to a swing
mailman?
party?
Alright, Ken? You've seen a sex party before.
I've been to several swing parties. It's
Oh
so fun.
my goodness, my virgin ears.
Yo, Wednesday, you couldn't handle. I could tell right now you would.
No, I don't do things like that.
Okay, but there's nothing wrong with it though. There's nothing wrong with it. But you personally just can't. You can do it, but you're just too insecure to get undressed and fuck somebody in front of somebody.
Oh my goodness.
Like, you can have everybody staring at you. I remember one time I went to this party, yo. I was fucking this girl so good. I had a whole crowd around me. It was I was in the middle of the circle. I was banging the shit out of this chick, bro. It was so hot. Like, I think we were on fire. Everybody was around us like a campfire, and like we was fucking like me. And it was an old, I like older women, right? It was an older lady.
Was it a granny?
She was a granny, son. She was a granny.
Oh my God.
I was giving it to her because she was so sexy, though. Long silver hair. Oh my God, long saggy tits. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, girl. I poured liquor off some Malibu rum all over that bitch, and I went to lick it all up, and I got so engulfed and and her skin was so soft. And we made love that night. We did. That's why there was a crowd around us, because we was making love. That shit was awesome. And I know
when you have the crowd, sorry.
Yeah.
What's the type of thing that people yell in those crowds? Just
they're not yelling. Usually some guys are jerking off, women are it's almost like they're watching, like I'm the porn star in the moment. Right? It's just watching porn, live porn. Yeah. That's all it is, man.
So it's like a breakdancing battle, like
yeah.
And then you go out there and like,
motherfuckers was ready. They was trying to look. They was waiting for me to tap. They was waiting to tap in.
Yeah.
They was waiting for me to clap their hands so they could come.
So other people, do they do b-boy poses while they wait for you?
Like you see the guys with the headbands on, the wristbands with the condoms and their wristbands and shit. And they just jerking off and shit, like getting ready. And then when I got up,
why'd you start a knot?
Huh?
I like it. Sorry, I'm interested. I don't want to do that.
That reminds me of.
You put it in the ways of like a dance fire.
You should watch that, Frank. Because
what is it?
Wait a second, you want to do that, but if your wife wanted you to be a cock, would you be it?
No, no.
Why?
I want to go to
wait a minute. Are you married?
Dressed in b-boy clothes. Yeah. Just
so
in b-boy
if your wife wanted to fuck Jay, let's just say, who's her favorite actor? Who's her favorite actor?
What? No, Jay-Z, go ahead.
Okay, she wants to fuck Jay-Z.
I'm smashing Beyonce.
I heard Jay-Z.
We're gonna give him that money.
I heard Jay-Z looks like a camel, and he has a camel dick.
Oh, I got the camel dick, does he?
Yeah, I heard Jay-Z got a huge cock. But listen, so if your wife, let's say y'all go to a party, right? I mean, like a concert, and she just happened to see Jay-Z. She like, Jay-Z, and he's like, haha, yo, you trying to suck this dick? And she should look at you. What would you do if she looked at you? Would you get upset? Or would you be like, go ahead?
I mean, because it's Jay-Z, I think about it. I'm like, shit, can we sell this story? Can I retire?
Oh, shit. You trying to get the nigga on some bullshit.
He's whispering. You know he's whispering too because he don't want her to hear that.
Yeah, she's not here, don't worry. She's not there. I'm not whispering.
So you want your wife to do shit in secret and not in the open with you?
Just nothing, just everything I know she does.
So like her desires, you just want her to keep those desires suppressed. So when she's giving you head, sometimes she's thinking about Jay-Z.
Oh, I'm not fucking Jay-Z, you dog.
No, I'm just saying.
He's not known for being good looking though. Why?
But what I'm saying is, do you think your girl like him?
No, I don't know where came from. I've been shocked.
So have you ever thought about another woman while you was fucking your wife?
Never.
I used to do that shit. I used to think about Vanessa Del Rio to come fast. That shit. Vanessa Del Rio, man. Oh my God. I love you, baby, wherever you are. That was my first first girlfriend, Vanessa Del Rio.
It's so crazy when people say like their old friends, like full names and shit. You'll be talking to somebody and they'll say like their friend from 5th grade. You know, Jesse Ventura. It's like it's like a old guy's name.
Yo, Vanessa Del Rio was one of the sexiest porn stars.
You're kidding me.
What?
Not her.
What did you look around?
Not this. I looked her up, dude. Her face.
Okay, wait. Look at her shit in the 70s, and you tell me if you don't say the same thing.
Oh, I thought this was the one you actually dated. So this is a model.
I did date her. I used to fuck her.
No, you didn't. You fucking liar.
Yeah.
You see her in the 70s? You see her?
Yeah, man.
She was gorgeous, wasn't she?
Some of your lame.
She's poison.
She was gorgeous, son. Gorgeous. She still is, though. I don't know. Something happened to her teeth, though. Something happened to her teeth.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what happened to her teeth. Like, yeah, like, what happened? Like, did she bust her head on a bottle or something? Like, what? I don't know what happened. Maybe that's cocaine that spread her teeth out. I don't know. But
Vanessa what?
Vanessa Del Rio. She, talk about, yo, and what, you know why I loved her so much? Because when she was doing what she was doing, you could tell she was loving it, or she was good at acting, like the passion. Like she was so good with rolling her eyes in the back of her head, and
Would you prefer a girl who's not into it, who just did it for the money? She's crying.
No, I wouldn't. I prefer a woman that is passionate about what they're doing. They love what they're doing.
I feel like, are you okay, sir?
I was asking a question about his preferences when
That sounded like projection.
Projection.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, Wednesday, would you want a man to just fuck you for the money, or fuck you because he thinks you hot and sexy?
The first one.
Oh, you want him just to be fucking you for the money? Do you have
No.
But if I was paying Wednesday,
I meant to
I
say
want to
that.
give her an amount of money where she's crying, but she has to do it. See, that would just be.
See, this is your fantasy.
Wait, so you want your wife? You want to sell your wife off? Like,
No. If I was the character, I would like to have so much money that she'd be out of my.
So you want to slap her in the ass and be like, look, babe, you got to do this for the team. Like, once you finish, we're going to be rich. We're going to be paid. You ain't got to worry about shit no more.
Isn't that a movie? Well, that was a movie.
What was it called? Indecent Proposal, some shit like
yes.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah. That's what, so, wait, Wednesday, would you like fuck somebody else to get you and your man out of wherever y'all at?
No.
You for real? You mean to tell me?
I would. No. If you're asking for like a hypothetical, the only person I would have sex for to save would be my son. That's about it.
You would have sex with your son?
No, you fucking nasty fuck. I said if it was a hypothetical. And I have to save it's like, oh, have sex with me to save your son, I would do that.
Oprah Winfrey, I would fuck Oprah. She could get the dick, son.
She can get it.
She got bad feet though. She got feet like LeBron James.
That's not what we're talking about.
Her toes.
In the country, bro. She got country feet. That's what it is.
Oh, is that what it is? Country feet.
15 minutes to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got some big titties. She can't dance though. I don't think she can fuck real good. She can't. You ever see her dance? That bitch can't dance at all.
Doomer, how long you been on Clubhouse?
I've been off and on Clubhouse for I don't know, probably like 5 years. But I've never used it that often. I usually float it through Spoon as well. Sometimes on Spoon, but there's too many teenagers on Spoon, so I usually come here.
Oh, Spoon, what's that? That's another app?
Yeah, it's another similar to this, but it's just too many teenagers on there.
You know, I suggested to Clubhouse that they do the 30. What I really liked about Stereo was it gave you, it reminded me about being in the studio on the radio, right? And you have people listening, chiming in, and you could get the listeners involved. And I like that, where you could play their message for 30 seconds. I think that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that feature. And I wish Clubhouse could do that instead of having this where people type everything in.
And also, I just have a new rule now. I don't listen to like people streaming on the weekday, only on the weekend.
Yeah, I've got some recordings here in the Alien Elite room that I just do recordings, kind of just like on a podcast, just like I did on Stereo.
Right.
I would just do shows, and that's the thing about it. When you're in broadcasting radio, you perform, you give the content regardless of who's in there. It's always, you're always performing for everybody. It's always a performance, man. Life is a performance, pretty much.
Life is a performance. All right, well, I'm going to go back to find another debate.
Yeah, all right, go find a debate.
All right, let me know if you find something interesting. I might come in and cook.
I was in the room. I tried to pin you in, though.
All right, let me know about the topic. I'll come in. Let me know.
Bye.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was Wednesday, and the crew from another app I was in, or we were at. It was called Stereo, which was that app was out of the UK, wasn't it? It was a European app.
Stereo it's weird. It was owned by a dual citizen, like this Russian, British American, Androv Adrev or some shit. He also owns Badoo.
Mother Russia.
Yeah.
You know what? I did send a letter to Putin. I wonder if he got it. Fuck, I meant to check on that.
Yeah, you might. You mean Trump or Putin? Oh, my bad.
No, I sent a letter to Putin.
You didn't get the joke, Frank. I'm saying Putin is controlling Trump.
Oh, that's my nigga. Putin's my nigga, man. We all family, bro.
No, we're not. We are not family.
Yes. Yo, I'm telling you, you all are like my spawn, Satan's spawn, man. You little baby demons, bro. I don't really get it, but it's okay. You'll see. You're going to see eventually. And you will probably, I don't know, you may be all right because you know me, but the rest, a lot of people going to want to kill themselves.
They already do.
Yeah, but it's going to you're going to see it's going to turn out even worse. Like these, like these police shootings, they're not by accident. They go in and just start shooting. I think them shits be funny. You don't think? Well, I be laughing at them because now let me ask you this: you got a gun, pepper spray, fucking flashlight, and a big ass billy club, and you fear for your life. How much pussy can you be, bro?
Like getting beaten up by a billy club?
I'm just saying, you got all that. You have a gun, pepper spray, a billy club, a flashlight, and you fear for your life.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Yeah, we have a weird police culture.
That shit is hilarious. And then like the other thing that's funny that I'm gonna do on my show, I talk about is how people they cut the balls off like animals and shit, and they say it's for their safety. What the fuck? I seen this lady cut the balls off a fucking little cow. She told me it don't hurt. I said, bitch, how you know it don't hurt?
Well, I would say that it reduces aggression in males.
Yeah, I know they've said that. Buck, what's his name? Buck Brenneman. He's a horse trainer, the horse whisperer. That's how they do the horses, right? They cut the balls off. Guess what they do to the women, the female horses?
What?
Nothing. They give them space, time, love, and affection. Imagine that, Dave.
Well, it's also because female cows are just far less likely to be so aggressive. Like, you don't have to. If male cows remain the same way they were before they hit puberty, they probably wouldn't castrate them.
So do you think that maybe the male cows are looking at you fucking with their mama or their girlfriend and want to fuck you up?
What do you mean even another male bull, or are you talking about?
I'm just saying, let's just say, like the male bull is looking at these humans fucking with his bitch, and he wants to fuck them up. He wants to, like y'all say, oh, well, this is how men are supposed to protect and provide. So what if this male is trying to protect?
The thing that Frank, this is the main thing about Frank, though. Animals, domesticated animals, they are not completely self-aware of their place in the hierarchy. Like, animals don't have that many rights, especially farm animals, livestock. They're bred for their body and the stuff they produce, their flesh and their milk. It's fucked up. So a male bull, he thinks he runs show, but he doesn't actually. He's under the control of his farm handler the entire time, and he can take him away from his women anytime he gets ready.
But that still doesn't exclude the fact that organically he wants to fuck you up because you're fucking with his girl, his family.
Yeah, and he will be quickly reminded that he has no actual control in the situation.
I don't like how God is to the world, to humans.
God's not real, though.
I mean, you would hope he's not. The way you talk, you would hope God isn't real.
Why do you say that?
I'm just saying, because if God, once you find out God is real, then you go, like, what would you do? Like, would you like that?
You're someone who hopes God is less real because...
No, I don't hope shit. I know the truth.
No, you don't. If God's real, you're automatically going to hell.
Okay, and that's where I need to be, right?
Yeah, but you're being tortured in hell.
How do you know this isn't hell, which is heaven for me? It's Zion. I call it Zion. Zion. How do you know this isn't Zion?
Because hell is crafted to target your worst fears and your insecurities. You know, hell will find a way to torture you. Anything you don't want.
Okay, so do you don't think that's what's actually popping for humanity right now? They facing their worst fears, right?
I got bored.
It doesn't take long. It doesn't take much to get you bored, Wednesday.
No, my ADHD triggered.
What you said? You bipolar? You said?
No, you're bipolar. I have ADHD.
You have ADHD. What is that now?
Just the way my processing center works.
Your processing center, your brain?
Yes.
So you really believe that you have ADHD?
No, I do.
Okay. So you know you do. So when things happen, you just blame it on the ADHD?
No.
Huh?
No, of course not.
God, you sound like Dave. It's like talking to you like talking to Dave, trying to get a right answer. They always kind of move
you're trying to
around.
get the answer you're looking for.
No, I'm trying to get clarity, and you keep moving.
Force you into that position.
It's like you that calf trying to cut his balls off, trying to cut your balls off. You keep moving and shit, kicking your legs and shit.
If I was a cat, if I was a male cat, nobody's cutting my fur balls off.
Oh, well, I'd love for you to wash and fold and invite me over. Invite me over this week for some dinner and a hot tub.
And I love how you take it completely out of context. You make it sound like
I'd love for you to watch and fold and invite me over this week for some dinner and a hot tub.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that. I'm saying that I'm paying for animals. You're painting it like I'm okay with it or I like it or some shit. I'm not happy about that. Frank was up here trying to argue that a bull has the right to attack, because he was bitching about male bulls getting their nuts cut off because he's a man. And so he's like, it's immoral to cut male genitals off. And I says, well, it prevents them. And he says, why are you going to get mad at him for running shit? And I'm like, well, he doesn't actually run shit. His owner runs shit. And that's where I got to cutting.
Damn, that's some old slave. Dave is like I think he used to be a slave owner, Dave, back in the days.
You were the Uncle Tom trying to fuck his white daughter, so shut the fuck up.
Let me find. I was the motherfucker who was fucking the white daughter and fucking the slave owner. I
What did he say? What did he say? That's my Michelle. Oh my God.
That's over 3 hours. Congratulations, everybody. That's a tape.
They never knew they gave everybody everything. I gave everybody.
Thanks for all the content, Dr. Wednesday.
Imagine if like apocalypse happens and then human rights. And he has to be the one that writes down like human history and everything.
Frank. I wanted to ask, you ever mess with that chick Prototype?
No, she got mad at me. Prototype? No, it wasn't Prototype. It was the other lady. What's her name, man? I forgot the name, but it probably come to me. No, why would you ask me about mess with Prototype?
Because I wanted, because there was a lot of women that had some allegations on you of something about a tent. They went in the tent with you.
They went in the tent with me?
They went in the tent with you and fornicated with you in the tent.
No, tell me you joking.
Yeah. You were like, yeah. You was going with the story, so I figured it was true.
Who was that?
Wait, wasn't Roy trying to help you out? Remember? Roy was trying to help you out.
No, Roy wasn't really trying to help me out. But I remember he was saying that I had ADHD and it was caused due to my cocaine usage. And I was like, that shit don't even make sense. He was like, yeah, that's what caused your ADHD because you're doing cocaine and you're a drug addict. And
no, you said that you had autism. Come on.
Yeah, you were saying you were retarded at one point.
Oh yeah, I was. The only reason why I was saying that to you all at that time was because I was like, so you guys would chill the fuck out so we could get through conversations. Like, I'm gonna be myself.
No, you were doing that to cop out of conversation.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Something wrong. You were
no.
You started saying you're stupid over and over again.
No, I was saying that to say, listen. That's what a psychiatrist would label me as autistic or somebody on the spectrum, neurodivergent and all that shit. But there's nothing wrong with me. I'm insane, yes. But the fact still remains, I'm going to be me. And autistic people could be themselves and everybody like, oh, it's okay. He's autistic, man, fuck you. Okay, it's okay. And that's all I was saying was I'm autistic. Let me be who the fuck I am, and I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say, but I'm still here with love. I'm like an undomesticated dog. That's what an autistic child is.
Well, have you been diagnosed by a doctor with autism?
What the fuck are you talking about? An autistic child is on what? Something dog?
It's an undomesticated dog, and that's all it is.
Thank God.
Listen.
Because there are people who unfortunately have autistic children that are properly autistic.
Properly? What?
Properly autistic. Non-verbal.
I didn't mean properly autistic.
Non-verbal. You know what I mean? They got taught.
There's nothing wrong with
everything.
I don't think there's anything
But then you've got people who are autistic and they're just like, oh, my parents completely neglected me. I have no social skills. And they're not, they're just...
Okay, we're talking about
that's
social.
I agree with you.
Now, when you talk about, but everything is a disorder if it's not fitting the order of, I guess, the etiquette of society. Is that a fair assumption?
For sure.
Okay, so my point is I don't live in that world. I visit, right, as an alien, but you can't, just because you have an etiquette and that you like to follow does not mean I have to follow that same etiquette. And I think that's where humanity gets it all fucked up. We don't have to follow that etiquette. And that's the same thing when I talk about...
You have the inability to follow it, though.
Listen,
right.
So what I see, right? Because I see pictures and shit. When I'm talking, I see pictures, right? I'm not like you guys, right? So what happens is you all try. This is what you try to do, and it's some elementary school shit. Oh, look at you, you stupid. You're trying to. It's almost like gaslight me to believe that something is wrong with me, or I unity and trying to bring people together, but you are the same ones that are separating everybody.
Give us an example here. Are you like crawling into a classroom on all fours with fucking sticks and shit?
Yeah, that's fine. And then like, I'm the kid, right?
Desk, and then people aren't interested in talking to
I'm
you.
the
Always
kid.
saying that.
When I was in school, I was in grade school. I was the kid that would come to class late with an apple, and they give it to the teacher, and everybody be cracking the fuck up. But I was just giving her an apple because I thought it was a nice thing. Yeah.
You're late with the apple. That's not.
Yeah.
Nice. You're trying to buy your way into not being.
No, but I was.
What have I got?
I was giving.
Sit down, you charming son of a bitch.
I was giving Miss Crabtree an apple, right? And people would be laughing, and I would be like, "What's so funny?" Like, it wasn't as funny as everybody thought it was. I didn't think it was funny, but they thought it was funny. So I was always labeled the class clown because everybody else was laughing at me. Huh? How the fuck am I labeled the class clown and these motherfuckers can't control themselves? Anyway, that's just kind of how humanity does it. So if I don't say things that a woman likes to hear, I don't talk in her way I don't behave myself, I'm a womanizer, which is bullshit. I love women. Well, no, I don't. I'm the only person I love is myself. Only person I love is me.
Yeah, that's a narcissist then. That's a womanizer. You're a womanizer.
Yeah, when I look up the word womanizer, I'm not a womanizer. A womanizer is a way to, it's like a counter, it's a person who is offended, who is personally, like, mentally not stable themselves, and they flip it and it's a psychological, like, flip-flop. They make the other person that they don't like, they weaponize, they become the victim, and I am the bad guy, the villain, and I'm okay with being the villain. But that's what they do. That's what I see. It's like, oh, you womanize, you're a womanizer, or you're a narcissist. What's wrong with a narcissist?
They don't look at the opinions of other people or views of other people.
So let me ask you, okay.
They're blinded by their own self-image.
So is that the same thing as the woman that's like calling me a womanizer? Because if I say I'm not, she's not letting me breathe.
She could be fucking Belle from Beauty and the Beast. You know, she could be the most wonderful, outstanding person, and she's calling you a womanizer.
Mm-hmm.
What's that got to say about her? I don't know. It depends on the situation. Or if it's like a skank who's been through 1,000 men and she's calling you a womanizer. That changes.
But then guess what? The victim. But have you noticed that the victim never gets scrutinized or nobody questions the victim? Have you noticed that?
In which situation?
In a lot of situations, especially when it comes to a female, nobody questions the victim, like the character of the victim.
Well, hang on. At the moment on Stereo, there's a big controversy because there's basically been this guy who claims to have gone to this chick's house, had sex with her, he got too drunk, he couldn't keep it up.
Was it Baby OG and John?
Yeah, but then Baby OG's side of the story is that, this wild-eyed lunatic came into a house, threw his pants on the ground, and said, I hope your husband sees these.
What husband? She's been saying no one has ever heard her husband.
See?
Exactly.
So initially, let me ask you, when it first hit the streets, right, did everybody take Baby OG's side?
Originally, yes.
See?
Yes.
See?
The story got questioned, but we
See?
We questioned it.
Thank you.
A lot, and it got changed.
Thank you.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna be honest with you, Lucifer. Knowing Baby OG and she lies a lot, I would have questioned it at the very beginning because she lies a lot.
Everybody lies. Everybody.
No, she lies about the most simple shit.
You're on an app. Nobody has their social security.
But to lie about being great, that's crazy, bro.
Women do it all the time.
That's crazy.
That's not crazy. That's life. It happens all the time. When you know how many men are in jail because a bitch hollered rape because she didn't want to be embarrassed?
So how long do you guys usually go for wasting your time talking about nothing? I mean, it's fascinating and all, but I gotta go get my 6th booster shot this evening.
How much time do you spend sitting here listening?
You need to get
I
your
know,
fucking
right?
baby shot.
He's sitting listening. Come on, so we're just talking about nothing, but he's listening.
But he's listening. No, he's not listening. He's recording.
It's
I
fine.
think he's a
You're projecting, Dr. Wednesday. I mean, you said you would fuck a man to save your son's life. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I would.
That's noble.
Well, why the fuck would you? Why the fuck would you proffer that? Like, what's the point?
You're a weirdo.
You're projecting. You're projecting. I have a show about weirdos. Doesn't make me a weirdo.
Have sex with somebody. I would have sex with to save my son.
Great hypothetical. What a fun hypothetical. Thank you so much for introducing such a fun hypothetical. Wow.
Be like, all right, fuck my man real quick. What would you do? You just bend over and let him hit it from the back.
Yes, you would, but don't talk about it. It's a bit gross.
It's kind of interesting. I'm sorry.
Sip the chili dog. You got it. Oh, me, Rose. You got it. Sip the chili dog.
Grab your child and
You got it, boss.
have some really good pussy Wednesday for somebody to do some shit like that.
Look, I'm about to leave, Lucifer. I'm not one of your hosts.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just curious to know what kind of pussy you
You got it,
Why
boss.
don't you go suck your dick and worry about that?
Maybe I will, but I'm just
I know
trying to
you
think
will.
about. Do you have like fireworks that come out your vagina or something?
Yes.
I knew it. You better go get that shit checked. That shit is called gonorrhea.
No. It's called the stars and the planets and the moon. Oh my God, I can't listen to myself. My ADHD. And you meet that comedian? We hear your fan.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go back to fucking some random guy to save your child's life.
I will. Go back to fucking a
I would
prostitute
let
in fucking
I would let
Thailand,
someone
you fucking
murder
bitch.
my child.
You said you.
Yeah, why would I let somebody
So
kill
wait,
my child, you fucking
Slurp,
weirdo?
would you suck a dude's dick?
I definitely, I was about to, I think it's your turn, Lisa, for some of these hypotheticals, though.
I'll suck dick for nothing, man.
Listen, every hypothetical, if it involves him with Felicia, we'll do it.
So somebody had your son is about to split his.
Wait a second, how is that a horrible thing that I would want to save my son?
Yeah, I reckon. I think
this guy is a weirdo.
No, I was saying like I was just want to know who would actually want to fuck you that bad. Like that shit's crazy.
Brother, you don't know. You don't know what I know.
Come on, man. Like that's what I'm saying. Like
because you're still in your tent, Lucifer, doesn't mean anything. Okay.
Listen, but that shit don't make any sense. Like how
are you still in your tent, Lucifer? Are you still in your tent?
I'm always in the tent. Like I do everything from the tent. My nigga.
Oh really?
Yeah, like.
Lucifer,
You got it, boss.
back in Dunkin' Donuts.
You got it, boss.
I can go anywhere. You understand? Okay, so what I do?
I kicked out of Dunkin' Donuts.
Many stores, but that's what I do. I go to these stores intentionally. I own these stores, so I'm like the undercover boss.
You own these stores?
Yeah.
Getting kicked out of it. Get out of here.
Yeah, they don't know.
I own this place. It's like undercover.
But no, that's the thing about it. I don't want nobody to know who I am. It's perfect. All of this, like everything that you got, the whole stereo, this whole journey has been like staged. It's all staged. Yeah, you guys will see eventually. You're gonna see it. So you guys are all a part of this huge like production I've created. So that you
crazy paranoia the other day. I was really high. And I'm just paranoid that like none of you exist. Like it's all bullshit. I just get talking on this app and then AI has just been like data.
Did you think you were talking about yourself?
Created these characters out of what I was doing.
What kind of marijuana was that? Hey, you talk.
That shit is called.
Snare, can you put your mic?
Yo, you know what, Karen? This is a fool. I'm not saying I'm genuinely.
Yo, you know what you should call that? That shit that you were smoking is called sovereignty. Yeah, because that's what sovereignty is, big boy. You realize you're 100% accountable. Walking this earth, it's only you. It's only you bringing things to life, brother. That's the truth. You got a glimpse of the truth. Think about it.
I don't know. You had like a message underneath.
Think about it. This conversation does not exist unless you allow the words to go in and you say, okay, you check it in for your psyche. You are authorizing your whole existence. Everything that happens to you, everything that you've been through, you have brought it to life. That's the truth. And the truth shall set you free. Because once you step into that ownership, which is called sovereignty, once you become sovereign, that means you own. You cannot be a victim ever again. You can't. And see, humans don't like that. Animals are sovereign. You don't hear animal complaining, saying that somebody disrespected it. You don't hear a rabbit going, you know what? I want to be a horse today. And protesting and shit in the woods. Yeah, you feel me? You don't see those squirrels telling motherfucking other squirrels, hey, only a 2-tree minimum.
Have you ever thought or wished that you could be something? Something else other than what you are?
Wish? A wish is a thought.
At one time, I was like, I wonder what it would be like to be a pussy limp.
And he has accomplished. This nigga has accomplished the clubhouse.
Everyone's weird on stereo.
He said he wanted to be a pussy limp.
This is right. Okay, Wednesday.
Yeah, I told you Clubhouse was the spot.
Oh shit, he said he wanted to be a pussy limp. Y'all know Hermes? Hermes, this is Snark Wednesday, Hermes no purple, right? He already know comedian Adrian. He already know Adrian.
Well, who's Hermes?
Hermes, right there. The one who wants to be the pussy limp. The labia. His name is Labia. I'm gonna call him Labia.
He should change his name to Labia.
That's her new nickname, Hermes, Labia.
Frank, how were you in school?
What do you mean?
Like, how did you behave?
I was a nerd at first. Like, in the 5th grade.
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to
beat elementary, junior high, and high school. It came in first place. I got a special invitation to the Naval Observatory here in Washington, D.C. I met Charlene Drew Jarvis. It was a whole lot. It was big. It was a big fucking hoopla. The next year, I also won the science fair for the three,
Oh, Lord, I need you now. I searched the world to my head, just to find out.
When I went into junior high school, I started to fake. I got too much shit.
Oh, what? You think because you're bigger than me?
And so I started to just try to act like I was.
Did you get to tell me what to do?
Stop really participating in school. So,
oh, Lord, I need
At first we started out with two. Taking me back.
then I got tall.
I can just stop for a minute and smile. Why is everybody so serious? I just hope that it
I told you, I was like, I'm retarded. I just played it off real good. That's all. I played it off. I was like, well,
Did you finish college?
Hold on. Let me give a disclaimer. Yeah, I was about to tell Butterfly to go. I did. Have her be corrupted by you, Lucifer.
yeah, what'd you say? Did I do what?
Did you, I just blanked out. What were we just talking about?
Drugs.
No, it's low IQ hypnosis. You've got amnesia. When low IQ stupid people talk about nothing, it's the highest form of amnesia there is. What day and year and where am I? Who am I and who are you?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a commercial.
This guy's a fucking, I swear, that's Tourette's or something.
This show is being brought to you by Coca-Cola. Oh,
no, he's making fun of me for having brain rot, which I do feel like I have brain rot sometimes.
Oh.
Well, that's okay. I have a brain rot resuscitation corporation where we can re-hypnotize you by de-hypnotizing you from the brain rot. Many years of doom scrolling and clicking for 20 years, probably.
I don't know what the fuck Adrian just said.
Brain rot is just kind of like an internet saying for like people who spend too much time on the internet, and like that's why so many of our attention spans and our short-term memory is so short now, is because like the constant media. We are constantly.
No, dude, you believe this media that got people with short attention spans?
Yeah, at least people who continue to consume too much media, which most Americans consume about 7 hours of screen time per day, which is pretty insane.
But how could that? Wait, somebody who's watching something for 7 hours, you're saying doesn't have the attention span, and they just put 7 hours into watching something? Dude, does that make sense? You just said somebody doesn't have patience, but they have patience to watch something for 7 hours, but you're saying they don't have patience.
Let's begin your de-hypnosis.
They're not watching the same program for 7 hours straight.
But they're still sitting on the
We're talking about reels.
So it's a matter of the brain being stimulated. So people aren't being stimulated.
Overstimulation is the issue.
I don't know. I think it's understimulation.
No,
that's why
it's definitely overconsumption of media.
You think overconsumption?
You guys change like the angle you're shooting shit from every like 2 seconds. Like I was watching that show Alone, where you have these people in the middle of the wilderness and they have to survive using so many items and shit like that. You got like the Australian version, the UK version. You go to the US version, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna shoot this moose. Like shows like an aerial shot of him, shows his shoe, shows him as a kid, shows back to him with his bow and arrow, him getting a bow and arrow. All within 2 seconds, like duh, 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 duh. It's like you guys are mad. Like
it's the way we edit. It's the way we edit too. We have a lot of quick cuts in like American media.
Yeah, for sure. It's exhausting. Like every little second is just you don't keep the camera still.
Exactly.
Shot. Yeah.
Well, it also comes from like the Michael Bay Fast and Furious era of Hollywood, where everything has to be fast and hard, man. They're like, what the fuck's going on? Who cares? You know. That's evil foreigner. Where is he from? Who gives a shit? He's not from America.
But that's not. I mean, I don't know. That just sounds like somebody who just doesn't have patience to ask questions. It sounds like a girl. That's what women do. Nah, let me take that back. That's what humans do. That's just a human thing. Wait, so Snurk, you from UK, right?
No, I'm from Australia.
So in Australia, everything is more slowed down, and is it a certain way?
I mean, just the TV and stuff, the media.
How is media in Australia?
It's just normal to me. It seems normal, but if you watch an American equivalent TV show, they have to change what's happening every second to keep people's attention. Can't have a still shot and someone just blah 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 to say what's happening. They have to keep you on edge constantly of explosions and camera changes.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying that in the U.S. is just extra. They do a lot of extra shit.
They do. Yeah.
So are the shows in Australia like they don't have like shows like that?
They have all the US TV shows, but if you can compare watching a UK or Australian TV show to a US one, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I would have to see that. Well, I think. Wait, is Benny Hill considered?
Benny Hill old school.
Yes, bro.
UK. He's UK.
Yo, Benny. Okay, so Benny Hill was all over the place.
Yeah, the Benny Hill theme song, man.
Benny Hill was hilarious as shit. My dad used to watch Benny Hill. Oh my God! When he would leave, like when he would go to sleep, I would catch it, another episode, and I would get aroused. I think that's where I fell in love.
Okay, come on.
I think that's where I fell in love. That's where I fell in love with white women.
You would.
Yeah, that was back in the days. Yeah, that was back in the days. But Benny Hill used to be like eating a cherry, and they'll throw the cherry in the air, and it'll land in some chick's cleavage, and he would make that funny face.
Yeah, that used to be all the jokes.
Yo, that shit was hilarious.
Hot woman with huge honkers or something like that. Yeah.
And then he's slapping his dad on the head all the time, and come on. That shit used to be so funny.
Whole joke can't be something like
Wait, they don't have nothing like that in the UK no more?
Benny Hill? Nah.
So everything has been so censored, right? Everybody's gotten so sensitive.
The days of Charlie Chaplin are gone. I hate to tell you, bro. Don't watch TV. Charlie Chaplin's not cool anymore. Benny Hill and the bros, they're never on. They don't even get a
That shit. What do you think that's about, though? What do you think? So do you think that humanity is going backwards?
Down the gurgler.
Well, why do you think that is, though? It used to be okay back then, and now it's not.
Benny Hill is gone. That's why. I don't need to say any more on that.
See, that's why I'm here. I'm bringing all that back.
We need Benny Hill back. Kids need to find Benny Hill funny again.
I'm bringing all that back. I'm bringing Benny Hill and Chaplin, everybody. I'm bringing all that back.
Let's do it. Let's bring back slapstick.
Hell yeah.
That's the cure. That's why everyone's talking about gender politics, blah, blah, blah. Nah, slapstick comedy.
That shit used to be. But what's that name? Ricky Gervais, right?
Ricky Gervais.
He was saying something like, he doesn't agree with American comedy and people being, getting all bent out of shape with what people are saying. It's like, it's not my deal to worry about you being concerned about you being offended. Like, it's comedy. Relax. Yeah, it's fucking comedy.
He's definitely one of the most offensive comedians there are.
I think that a person, when they act like they're offended, again, that just shows that they are unstable mentally. It just really shows they're unstable.
Yeah.
And we have to, which is funny is that you get offended, and then what you all don't realize is you're fighting to basically tell people to shut up. Then you want to fight for freedom of speech. What?
Yeah, but who's telling people to shut up?
It's the
But are they actually? Because I think at the moment, I know the US is being stirred up a lot. They're trying to make you guys they're stirring up divisive issues and making you all hate each other. They're making arguments that aren't happening.
And you know who it is? I think it's motherfuckers in the UK laughing and causing the shit here and sit back laughing like shit. Think about it.
Trolling is a part of it. I mean, they did use trolls.
Yes.
Well, the British aren't really doing that good either.
It's not the British. No.
You don't think it's the Brits?
No. They're looking stupid after Brexit too. Their markets are all fucked up after they left the EU.
All right,
they copped it first. That's true. Yeah.
So, all right, I'm gonna confess, it's me. It's
Satan, when you fart, do you smell your own farts or do they smell like roses?
Did I tell you I called 911 and tried to turn myself in and they hung up on me?
Yeah, yes.
What did you confess to?
I told him I said, I'm the one responsible. It's me, Satan, Lucifer. I'm responsible for all the killings and everything that's going on. And if you wanted to stop, come get me. And they hung up.
Yeah, that's a bit of a difficult call to take. His first day. I got a call from Satan. Just hang the fucking phone up, mate. Yes, the prank call.
I was being honest, man. I mean, if nobody wants to, that's like the greatest joy to be a fucking mob boss and to just be doing things, doing what I want, when I want, how I want, and nobody
You're a mob
knows.
boss. You're on, you can be killed yourself.
No, I could never be killed. Never be killed.
That's a Satan.
How you gonna kill Satan and not own the killers? Why ain't nobody want to kill Satan?
And Satan didn't kill anyone. If you look at the Bible, God killed so many people in the Bible.
It wasn't God. It was the people who did it.
And then the devil actually he didn't kill anyone in the Bible.
Yeah, God never killed anybody. I never killed anybody.
God killed all the people.
No.
That didn't kill anyone.
People kill people. Hurt people hurt other people. And they blame it on God. You see? Unstable people blame it on God. It's easy to do that. Again, you got a whole bunch of people that don't take no accountability for thoughts, actions, and emotions. So then when they do something, they say, oh, God did it. God told me to do it. The devil made me do it. No, bitch, it was you. You and your suppressed feelings and your emotions. Talking about you oppressed people and all this bullshit. Stupid motherfuckers.
But aren't you responsible for all this chaos? Aren't you responsible for all the disorder?
That's right. Had fun right here live on Clubhouse. What the blood clot? What the blood clot? Later.
Come back next. Glad to know no boy, let alone girl. Yeah, give me 1 second, girl. I love you too. Mwah.
No, he trying to be tough for a second. He had to shake the tough guy out first.
I was about to say,
Lord comes in and corrects on time.
I was about to say, I never cried in front of a girl, cried in front of a boy. Ain't nobody ever seen me shed a tear. My pops raised me to be extremely what's called masculine.
Man, I will fuck everybody up in this. Oh, yes, baby girl. Yes, Snookums. Oh, yes, I'll be right with you. 1 second, please. Thank you.
That was terrible timing.
I'm not saying that men don't have a full emotional life, even if in your day-to-day life, right, you don't experience it. What I am saying is that there's an entire industry or industries that that grant men the ability to be expressive and emotive in that way, and men are attracted to said industry.
I mean, like, high school wrestling was always one for me that I was like, I don't know. I never understood it. It's a very touchy. Caitlyn Jenner, I think, like, in the interviews with Caitlyn Jenner, she talks about how she went into being such an athlete because of her battle with her identity. And I don't know, but I definitely think that also the time that she, in her younger days, it was not as socially accepted.